dancing way up high. We built these walls so we could find who could prove themselves to the waves of time. We're trying to repent before you sin. It's like giving up before you begin. Stars were dancing in their line, past that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in their line, the future we will never run. Dirt on our feet was bone dry, it was bone dry. Thought another goal is all we needed. Taking second chances till we bleed. And when all love had been depleted, we had but no choice to concede. As the stars were dancing in their line, past that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in their so sweet even when they hurt. You wanna feel, wanna fall in love, wanna give it all up, but you don't want to lose your control. Are we playing this game? Oh, are we playing this game? Are you too afraid, or are you giving in? Let the games begin, 'cause I play to win. I playing this game.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the EURC 2020 last 16 semi-finals against Doran Nijmegen versus Nottingham Trent. This game should have been played last week, but unfortunately we had a few Discord errors. Therefore, we're playing it this week. The winner of this match will be automatically through to the playoffs, and the last 8, the loser going through to the losers bracket of the last 16. I am here with Theorist of Win, my co-caster.
Hello, everyone. I think we're going to have quite an interesting game here. I wonder how hot these two are going to come out of the gates.
Yeah, well, I know that obviously Nottingham Trent have a bit of a difficult situation this week. They've got one of their players, Misty, is unfortunately had to go back to Malaysia because of this whole coronavirus outbreak, which means he's going to be playing on severely lower ping. So It could be argued that Dorans have a little bit of an easier time through this run. So we'll see what happens there. But I think without further ado, we should probably get ready.
Yep, I think we can get into this. Yeah, I think that ping issue might come into to be quite annoying for Nottingham, but yeah, you never know. Maybe he'll manage to play a bit safer, a bit more controlled, and that might help him, in this match. But it will be interesting to see how he adapts because of the ping.
Definitely, and he started off quick, going for a little bit of an air dribble, showing people, my ping doesn't really matter. I can still make a couple of plays. Pirate R with a great read there. Great interception. Instinct trying to put it off onto the left-hand side, not able to do so to get to any players. Mateus just faking out one of the Nottingham Trent players there. Great demo coming into the middle to a relatively open goal. Frosty Feet making a big miss, tapping it just down, and now happy to take it over to the left-hand side where Instinct will try for a 50.
Yeah, you see, early out of the gates, Nottingham have got tons of pressure. It's been in the Doran's half the entire time. But as I say that, of course, Dorans get the ball out of their half and start their pressure of their own.
Yeah, and that's a great pass onto the backboard. Johnny reading it early, making sure nobody can challenge that on the Dorans team. Mateus with a great 50. No one really in defence. Fortunately, Misty perfectly positioned. The ping really not affecting him too much.
Yeah, the shot there was just a bit weak and a bit, on the ground. The blood's hit higher. And there's the first goal by Johnny.
Yeah, this is just what Nottingham are so good for. They're absolutely incredible at it. It is a great pass into the centre from Instinct, putting it off onto the sidewall. Johnny coming in with the read. He's so good at this, and this is why the Nottingham team is just so powerful in this games.
Yeah, he was so quick to that ball. Just didn't let the defence, set back and get ready.
Absolutely no chance. And as we start 1 minute into the game, 1-0 to Nottingham Trent. We're going to see Pirate R passing it over centre to Mateus. Mateus trying to get it into the middle for Frosty Feet. Open goal! And nobody's there on the Nottingham Trent defence. And you wonder what the decision was there from Johnny to go for that boost pad, leaving the goal completely undefended. Instinct, not the greatest flip. Very unfortunate. Johnny trying to recover from not able to do so. We're seeing a 1-1 game, 1 minute, 8 seconds in.
Yeah, that just seems to be some defensive mistakes there on that side. It just, I don't know, Instinct just everything backflip there. And Johnny, as you said, went for boost. I think that was maybe a bit risky, and yeah, just leads to goal. Ooh.
And this is a poor goal here from Nottingham Trent. They will be so happy with it. Misty staying where he is, jumping into the midfield. Pirate R, really bad takeoff. Mateus expecting him to get it, not prepared to make the save, and it's 2-1, a minute 15 seconds in. And so far, defensively, this has been very questionable from both teams.
Yeah, the defenses after the kickoffs have just been a bit questionable, as you say. That was just wide open net, and another one. Oh, but Instinct gets back there in time.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing another one coming there. Instinct knowing full well he's seen the risks that have been taken. He is not willing to take anymore. Johnny looking to put it into the sidewall. Mateus happy to make it clear. Passing it over towards Instinct. Instinct will turn on it. Small touch, trying to get a 50. Gets a demo instead. He'll be happy with that one. He might look to try and take another demo as he's coming back out, leaving Misty on defense by himself. Slow recovery. Frosty Feet with a potentially easy shot. It doesn't actually opt for it. Opts to fake out, and Instinct happy to just take it into the midfield and away from
Frosty Feet there. He was a bit too close to his teammate. He could have had his teammate 50-50'd it to him, and if he was slightly further back, he could have probably had a shot on net. But because he was slightly too far forward, he couldn't control the ball. But it was still a good opportunity for Dorans.
Yeah, definitely. And we're seeing Misty with a good 50 there. Mateus will be happy to take it up the wall. Doesn't really make anything of the play. He's got 0 boost as well. He's going to struggle getting back. Got the 12, managed to pick up the 100. And Johnny just looking to tap it into centre. Misty will be there for the follow-up. Doesn't get it over Mateus. And Instinct up early, trying to clear that. Doesn't get the greatest clear, but Johnny just to save the day there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a poor clear, but Johnny's there to save out his teammate. And again, this is a bit of a... We see some continuous pressure here by Dorans, but they don't seem to be having that many opportunities. Like, as soon as I say that, of course, they get one that looks very threatening there.
Yeah, that was extremely threatening. It was a great save coming out from Instinct. He really had to be patient. He just sat in the middle. He knew full well they could have shot anywhere. Fortunately for him, they shot in the place that he's able to save. And we're going to be seeing Nottingham Trent trying to take it out. Pirate are just managing to 50 Johnny there, beating him to the play. Instinct with a risky 50. He gets it. Absolutely perfect. Looking for a demo. Nobody there, though. And Johnny happy to try and stop that possession going towards the Doran side in that midfield.
Yeah, and I think both teams have had a bit of they've cleaned up their defenses definitely from the first few initial goals off kickoffs that we saw, but their shooting accuracy has just been a little bit off compared to what I think we will see in further games. I think this might be a bit of a warm up for the mechanics for some of these players.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, even from the start of this match, Nottingham Trent, they've had 2 shots and 2 goals and 100% shot accuracy, but there's not really many shots coming out. And a great pass centre from Misty, not able to get it in, tries to get it to Johnny. Johnny not able to get the shot, tries another pass in. An Instinct with a great shot from the corner, just hitting the crossbar, not able to get it under. And we're seeing a few more shots coming out from that Nottingham Trent team immediately after we say they're not taking many.
Yeah, and it's some very good opportunities there. It's very close. Again, the accuracy is just slightly off, but that's very promising to see from Nottingham. I think that's really going to, boost their confidence because that was some very good opportunities there.
And that's a great demo coming through from Johnny. Unfortunately, a player still left in defence there, and it was a great pass from Instinct, but not able to really make any connection. And Matthias, great clear off to the left. Nottingham Trent team trying to put it back in, and nobody's gone for defence. Frosty Feet's just let it roll past him, assuming he's got a player in defence. He doesn't have one, and it's just rolled straight into an empty net. That is a bad mistake there, unfortunate. He's just let it go. He's opted not to try and stop it, and we are seeing a 3-1 game.
That must have been a communication error is what I can think of, because he must have just left it. He's expecting someone to be in there, and no one was there, and it just rolls in. Probably the easiest goal Johnny's going to score this series. That was a again, a defensive mistake. I think this might be a bit warm up for Dorans, because they do seem to be making some uncharacteristical mistakes.
Yeah, definitely. But Nottingham Trent are just so punishing, and they're just so great with their decision making. They know when to challenge, they know when not to, and it really does make it quite a difficult set of circumstances for the Dorans team. As I say that, goal will be open, but a great save coming in from Misty on that backboard, prepared for the far corner shot, gets it absolutely perfectly, and we're going to see the first game go into Nottingham Trent in what I think was quite a deserved victory.
Yeah, it was just a bit Nottingham were just taking the errors, taking the goals from these errors that Nijmegen were giving. Those were just some very weird mistakes, and I think we'll see them clean up those mistakes in this next game. And I think the next game will be quite a bit more competitive with both teams cleaning up their defensive mistakes. But it'll be interesting to see if I'm right about that. If Dorans are going to clean up and put some pressure of their own on Nottingham. And I think the players are asking for a map change, which I'm not.
We're just going to keep it on
We're just going to keep it on this one.
Hopefully you'll be able to pick up. But I think we should just talk about the sheer quality of Nottingham Trent coming out of that game. They really didn't make many mistakes at all. Dorans Nijmegen, quite a few defensive mistakes, which I think pretty much led to all 3 of their goals. Misty, great shot, obviously, but still easily savable. Bad jump from Pirate Art, and I think he's not going to be too happy with that. They're really going to want to reset on defense. They're not playing too well there. Their offense is fine, but trying to break through this Nottingham defense is just going to be so difficult for them, regardless of how well their shots are placed.
Yeah, we saw Nottingham do one defensive mistake off a kickoff at the very start of last game, but after they did that mistake, they cleaned up it immediately. They made sure that that was a one-time thing. We're not making that mistake again. And they, again, as you said, they didn't really make any mistakes after that. The one thing I would like to see from them is that if Dorans stop making their mistakes, I'd love to see some passing plays coming out of Nottingham, because I think they can definitely get some nice plays out, and we've seen the mechanical skill out of people like Misty, even with his ping disadvantage. So I'd love to see some fancy plays or some nice passing plays if Dorans don't stop giving them these goals through their defensive mistakes.
Yeah, definitely. And we're just going to see Instinct opting to take it slowly there, knowing for well he's got the time to do so. Gets a great 50 with Pirate Art. Bad jump from Frosty is going to leave Matthias having to try and make a shot there. Opts to place it onto the backboard. Nobody really there in defense, but fortunately Instinct managing to take it onto his roof. And here we're going to be seeing a counter-attack opportunity coming through from Nottingham. But Pirate are just coming straight through, trying to clear that away, saying, I really don't want to be defending anything from you guys today.
Well, that was... Nottingham was the amazing defense there. A bit of a panic defense, but they did very well to get it out without, getting a goal scored on them. Ooh.
Oh, and that's a fake from Pirate R on Johnny. It works perfectly. Misty, fortunately, there to back up Johnny. Does so great. Ball going straight into the centre for Instinct. Instinct will look at going up the wall here. Might even look at getting a pass centre. He does this so often.
Cool.
Not quite often to do so. Opts for a 50 instead. Doesn't quite go in his favour. But Johnny looking to pop it out to the side. We know Misty's already there. Drops it down. Mateus with a backflip. Able to save it. Instinct's going to look at putting this back into the centre for his teammates. Not able to do so great. Johnny, again, probably looking to jump up. No, he's left it to go for Misty, and Frosty hoping to clear this away to Pirate R. Pirate R is going to look for the middle. Misty there to block it.
Ooh, yeah, that was a nice play by Nottingham, and they're still on the offense, and that's a brilliant pass. Oh, it's just off the crossbar. Oh, that was what I was talking about in the start of the game. Those are the passes I want to see, because they are so threatening, and just a bit of accuracy there, stopping it from going in.
Yeah, we know they're capable of doing it. Misty going for a 50 there. This is going to drop dangerously in the centre. Misting trying to go up early. Able to get the 50, but Pirate R is just going to clear it off onto the side. Johnny's there. Misses the ball, and now they're going to be leaving Misty in a dangerous 50, but Misty pressuring so quick. Johnny going up for the middle. Misses. Instinct's going to go. He's going to go for the shot into the corner. Perfectly placed. Johnny just steals that goal. He didn't need to. Instinct with a perfectly placed shot. Top left-hand corner, putting it just behind Frosty, seeing he's coming in early. And Johnny barely even getting a touch on that, but still getting credit for the goal. And it is a great set of decisions there from the Nottingham Trent team.
That was a hell of a steal. I'm not entirely sure how he got the credit for that one. But no, very good goal from Nottingham. You can see they had all the pressure in that part of play. And, after a while, your defense is going to crack no matter how good it is. And, Dorans actually have cleaned up their mistakes, at least the big ones. But after letting so much pressure on your net, it's going to go in one point.
Yeah, definitely. And Missy really doesn't look like he's struggling with his ping issues at the moment. And that is all of them wiped out. Instinct with the fake and the slight air dribble, taking it up into the top left corner. What an absolutely incredible decision there from Instinct. Fantastic fake coming out just here, faking out Frosty Feet, and then just carrying it just over the top of Mateus. Frosty Feet not able to recover in time. We're seeing 2-0 to Nottingham with an incredible play there by Instinct.
Oh, Instinct was the amazing thing. He just fakes out the last defender after Misty, I think it was, faked out the two others, and then he edges it both back, over both other defenders coming back in it. That was incredible by Instinct.
Yeah, absolutely world class, and it is exactly what we expect to see from players like Instinct. He's so capable of doing so all the time, and it really does show the caliber that this team is capable of playing at.
Yeah, and I'm just impressed by that. That was such good decision making, and you have to be sort of courageous to go for that. Oh, what a save.
And a great double save coming out from Johnny and Instinct there. Johnny just pushing it onto Instinct. Instinct again with a great 50 onto Pirate R. Mateus following up quickly. Misty's going to need to try and get this clear. Johnny's not got much boost, and this is a really risky play to be in. But Instinct happy to try and clear this, manages to do so, and he gets it perfectly to Misty. Johnny following it straight up, and he's going to be looking at a passing play into the centre there for one of his teammates. Instinct on the left-hand side into the middle now. He's going to be looking to pass it left to Johnny. Johnny not able to get a touch on it, and Instinct's going to need to go back here. He hasn't got the boost really to join his teammates in this play.
Yeah, that was Johnny just a bit too close there to get the follow-up, but they still got the pressure. They haven't let go, and this is how they scored the first goal. They was just by continuous pressure until the defense cracks. And at this point, it just looks like they're going to do that again. I wouldn't be surprised. There's a brilliant.
Oh, and it's a great pass, and Misty with the phenomenal save for Dorans, might I add. Doesn't need to do it, but obviously he can't get out of the way in time. We all have been in that situation at some point or another where you'd make a perfect pass and you just save your own shot, and unfortunately it's led to the counter-attack. Pirate are managing to squeeze it past all of his team, all of the Nottingham Trent team, sorry. Johnny not with a great clear. All three defenders missing the ball there, and Pirate are just threading the needle. Absolutely phenomenal goal there, but 2-1. Do we still think Nottingham Trent's going to take this game?
Oh, they've had quite a lot of pressure. That was a counter-attack goal, which was very good. And I think, Dorans have showed that they can definitely come back, but they need to get some pressure. They can't just keep staying in defense, because Nottingham will find a way in one point. There, they just got a bit unlucky with that pass where he had to save his own shot. He couldn't get out of the way, but that you can't count on that to save you. So I really think Dorans, if they want to come back, they need to get some pressure. They can't allow Nottingham to have all of it.
Yeah, definitely, and that was a great pass from Instinct, trying to get it back to Misty, not able to do so. Instinct up early, trying to put it down. Johnny's going to follow this up, and he misses, and it's a big miss, and it's allowed Pirate R just to squeeze it over Misty. Misty not expecting Johnny to get a miss here. In doing so, he's not prepared for this shot. Pirate R just squeezing it over the top, and we're in a 2-all game. Second game in, 15 seconds remaining.
Yeah, what a comeback from Dorrans. You know, it really looked like Nottingham had this game in the bag, and then out of the blue, just with 2 counterattacks, Dorrans have come back, and that's another shot. Misty saved it there.
Yeah, another shot and a very easy save there from Misty. Misty happy to take it up, and this is where we can see some dangerous offense coming through from Nottingham, but unfortunately shut down by that Dorrans defense. And we are going into overtime in our second game of the series of the first of the day.
Yeah, I must admit, when Nottingham started scoring, I thought this would be a bit of a another game, easy in bracket game win where they would have like a maybe 3-1 or something like that. But Dorrans, to their credit, have come back and have scored some nice goals, and there's another one.
And that
sealed the game.
That came off of the back of a triple commit from the Nottingham team there. Misty did not need to come in there. Instinct had the ball. Misty just a little bit too panicked. Leaves the defence really struggling. Ball drops perfectly down for Mateus. And we've got a 1-all game in the series. Nottingham really should have been winning that game. They had it in the bag. And unfortunately, that final defensive mistake really ended up costing them.
Dorrans was a very impressive comeback. I'm a bit flabbergasted. They just managed to. I feel like they stole this game, scoring all the goals in the last minute, and the last one obviously in overtime. They just sort of decided to score and just sort of were not allowing Nottingham. And Nottingham were making weird mistakes. You said that last goal was a triple commit, and that's not something you thought you'd see from Nottingham. And they weren't making the mistakes at the start of the game. It's a bit of an odd end of game there, I find. Maybe Misty there was a bit of ping having him, making those mistakes, but. Yeah, bit of an odd end to that one.
Yeah, definitely. And Johnny will be feeling a little bit unfortunate with that miss that led to the first goal. Second goal, Misty maybe not the greatest decision making. However, Nottingham Trent still very much in this. Dorrans have still looked like they're flailing a little bit on the defense. They need to start fixing that. Pirate R really stepped up this game, but we're going to need to see all of the Dorrans team playing as a team. And we really need to see a bit more impressive. Now, guys, we are going to have a very, very slight delay in gameplay. The server has just gone down for maintenance. We are all used to it by now on the Rocket League server side. But it will be up immediately, and we will get straight resuming with the action. But 1-1. What do you think? What do you think we're going to be seeing in this next game?
I'm not entirely sure. I thought this game would. After the first game, I was pretty convinced that Nottingham Trent would take it, but after that game, I think Dorrans have shown that they can definitely compete and definitely, snatch this series away from Nottingham. So I wonder, I think whoever wins this game will probably take it just because they will have a bit more momentum going into the last game. And I think this break might help out Dorrans, who I think has had a bit more trouble being solid in defense and getting the ball out of their half.
Yeah, definitely. And it will be interesting to see. I mean, both of these teams actually got through their first round of the last 16, beating their opposition 3-1. So it'll be interesting to see if both teams can actually win again 3-1. So whoever wins this game, are they then going to go on to just win all 3? I mean, who knows? We had Nottingham Trent beating Jyväskylä 3-1 and then Dorrans beating DCU Titans 3-1. So it'll be good to see, but I think they'll start off pretty quick. I think both teams will just look at getting the first goal pretty quickly. And as I say that, Misty with a great shot. Mateus with an even better save, though. Just making sure that doesn't creep into the left-hand side. Would have been one of the first solo goals I think we've actually seen from this Nottingham team. And it's a great pass down. Johnny, an almost perfect read, not able to get it. And Matthias looking to clear it upfield, but not really getting it to anyone. It's a bit of a weak shot, quite easy to save for Instinct. Misty left with a difficult clear here. Pirate R following up quickly, and this is going to be a little more difficult. They're not going to be happy in this situation. Pirate R going up early, and that's a double commit, and we could be seeing, if they can get it out quickly, could be seeing a counter-attack, but Johnny not quite quick enough on that.
Yeah, Johnny there, I don't think he had any boost. Dorrans was doing a really good job of putting Nottingham in their half and, boosting them and making them not be able to clear the ball. But then a double commit just, breaks that all apart. It's just an annoying error to see, really. And if they didn't have the error, they definitely look so strong when they're rotating well. So I'm really a bit disappointed to see these double commits coming out.
Yeah, and that was a great pass into the centre from Misty. No one really able to make a connection onto it. He's going to look at doing it again. We know that this is what the Nottingham team is so strong for. Johnny with a great read, instinct read in his, and it is a fantastic team play there. Misty with the start straight to Johnny into the centre. Johnny hitting it off of the backboard, knowing there's two defenders in goal. Neither of them baited out, but Instinct popping it just over the top of Mateus. Nobody in the net, and it is a fantastic team play from this Nottingham Trent team. 1-0, 3 minutes 43 remaining.
And that's just what I love to see in Rugby League. Just a team passing play, Misty, all the teams involved, and that's just so strong and so hard to defend as well as a defender, because you're waiting for somebody to shoot it, then he passes it, and then that guy passes it, and you're like, as a defender, you just get stuck in there, as you saw, and it's just so beautiful as well to see. That's such a nice passing play.
Definitely, but the Dorans team are definitely getting wise to the Nottingham Trent's way of playing. I mean, neither of the two baited out by the pass onto the backboard, but it really didn't matter. Instinct was perfectly there. We're going to be seeing Johnny taking it into the centre, and it is a great pass to Misty from the Dorans team there. Johnny trying to get a 50. Instinct's going to go for another 50, and it's great play. Pirate just managed to jump in time. The goal was empty. If he hadn't made that, it was going in as slow as it was. We're going to see Misty trying to take it from the middle here, passing it not really to anyone, just trying to take the pressure away from that Nottingham Trent side. Instinct with a great pass centre, and it's gone right back off the backboard again by Johnny, but nobody there for the follow-up. A great read off of the backboard by the Dorans defence.
Nottingham have really, I was about to say they stepped out their offense, but they should have really worked on their defence, leaving a goal in for Matthias.
Yeah, and this is a great goal. It's a great 50 from Frosty.
Yeah.
Passing it straight back to Matthias. Instinct not quite quick enough, unfortunately, to be able to get that block on. Doesn't do so, and it's a great goal. We're seeing a 1-1 apiece.
Yeah, it was a great 50-50, and Matthias was a brilliant goal in the bottom corner. But it was a bit weird to see. Again, another counter-attack goal. Nottingham have had most of the pressure. It's just these counter goals. They need to make sure not to overcommit, because I think that's where most of Doran's goals have been coming from. And credit to Doran's for taking those goals, because they're never easy to take goals against a team such as Nottingham.
Yeah, definitely. Johnny trying to get it into the centre for Instinct, not able to do so. Instinct having no boost, still staying on the ball. He's not bothered about it. He's going to be trying to take out at least one player. Doesn't manage to do so. Pirate R with a great clear off of the backboard, but not quite as far as he'd have liked it. And Johnny's going for the double touch by himself, and he gets it just past Mateus, and you really expect him to be saving shots like that, but Johnny is just so clinical at getting these backboard touches. It's not the greatest, but slipping it just to the left of Mateus just makes it that bit more difficult for him to get. He's not able to clear it, and Johnny slipping it past for that 2-1 victory in game 2. Another
mistake for Dorans. I'm sort of, again, uncorrectable mistakes. I feel like that's definitely, Matthias, I think, is going to be annoyed at that one. I think he definitely thinks, and we know he can save those. So it's a bit, I'm sort of a bit, I thought in the first game those were, warming up the issues, but here it just feels like maybe a bit frustrated. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird mistake coming out from Matthias there.
Yeah, definitely, and pressure is coming on from Dorans. They know full well they really need to get that second goal. If they don't, this Nottingham team is really going to punish them. And Instinct doing what he does best, going for the bump on the keeper. There is nobody in goal. It does not matter, though. Nobody is able to clear, and it's a dangerous counter-attack. He's got to try and get the demo. Doesn't manage it. Johnny coming there just for the clear. Misty's going to be following up, and this is where we see the risky plays coming out from Nottingham. They're so great at passing off of that backboard. He's going to look at passing it back into centre for Johnny. Great bump onto Pirate R, but Johnny not able to get the angle for the shot, and Instinct just allowing him to get a little bit of time on the ball. He's happy to take it slow. He knows he's only got a minute left, and they've only got to hold on. They don't need to score another, but I'm sure they'd like to.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't want to, just sit back in defense. They want to keep the ball in this half, make sure that, Dorans don't even have an opportunity to come back, and they're doing that very well at the moment. As soon as I say that, Dorans get out of their half. Cast the curse right there.
Yeah, and it's a difficult clear there from Instinct. Not quite getting it as far as he'd have liked to, but Instinct now taking it again. He's looking to go for a flick, doesn't do so, fakes him out instead. But Pirate are just there for the defense. He's got 0 boost. Misty might see this, and he might just bait him into trying to take that boost.
Yeah, and the Dorans have a bit of pressure. They have the opportunities, but they really have to score now if they're going to come back in this one. They only have 20 seconds left, and Nottingham are not an easy team to get past, so they really have to find something right now.
No, they're really not. And with 3 players back on defense for Nottingham, they're not really going to struggle too much. As I say that, Pirate are trying to squeeze it under Johnny, not able to do so. Great pass back. Frosty's going to look at putting it onto the crossbar and over, but doesn't manage to. Instinct there, making sure it gets blocked. And this is where we could see a few problems. We saw this in the first time, but Misty just letting that drop. And Nottingham Trent go 2 games to 1.
Yeah, and just in the end period, we saw, Dorrans had managed to get Nottingham on the back foot, and all the Nottingham players were, right beside the net, all bunched together. And Dorrans, if they just had one or two infield passes, because their players were there, they just didn't pass. They went off the backboard, but somebody was there on the backboard. I just think if they did an infield pass or tried to make their shots a bit less obvious to the defense, that could have definitely been a bit more of a threatening attack. So I think they should have just maybe even slowed down the play, got a few passes in there, and I think their chances of scoring in those last seconds would have been much higher than what we saw.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we are seeing a lot more passive play from Misty. Although he's going for a few air dribbles, he's going for the passing plays. This is nowhere near as aggressive as we normally see this team. And I think that is due to the ping problems that Misty is obviously suffering from at the moment. However, they're still holding together an extremely strong, high level of gameplay. Instinct with some absolutely clinical plays throughout this entire series. Johnny too. And obviously we've got to take a little bit of a nod to the fact that Johnny plays on what? 40 FPS, 50 FPS, and a Mac.
So it's not a very common to see
the fact he can do it all on that just goes to show what he'd be capable of if he was doing it on any kind of high quality gaming rig.
Yeah, but, and you pointed out it correctly. I find Nottingham have last game really stepped up their passing plays, and I'm a huge fan of passing plays. I think they're criminally underused in Rocket League, but Nottingham, definitely showing that you can have some really nice and threatening plays with some very good passing.
Yeah, and they're so good at knowing when to attack and when not to attack. And this baits out both defenders. Instinct's gonna look at trying to cause a bit of a problem here, and he always does so, and he's done so perfectly. Johnny not quite able to get the pass into Misty, but Misty's there for the follow-up, just making sure it doesn't get clear. He's gonna look at just pressuring this, and Mateus is in a difficult situation. Johnny is gonna look at turning on this at some point, but Instinct trying to come through with demos, not able to get any.
And that was a very good save by Mateus there. He just pops it out of the goal scoring area. There's not very many places where you can't score, but just over the crossbar. I'm not entirely sure if it would be possible.
And Johnny will not be happy with that one. Absolutely phenomenal demo coming through from Instinct. Nobody in the goal, and they're just not able to squeeze it into the goal. But Misty there trying to go for another shot. Johnny's going to look at popping this high. He just goes for a 50 and nobody's following up. He's probably just going to start heading back, stealing that boost on the opposition's team. A great pass into center, and Johnny's there already. Misty might look at passing it back into middle, doesn't manage to do so. Instinct trying with the follow, and Johnny will happily just try and put this to the side, but doesn't do so great. Misty needs to get back on this recovery, does so. Pirate are not great with his recovery there, unfortunately, means that he can't get that goal in, and it's still 0-0.
Ooh, Misty was a very good air dribble there, and we've seen Nottingham. Last game they were really focusing on the passing plays. This game they seem to be focusing on bumping and disrupting the defense, and it's working quite well. They went up having real trouble really doing anything, and they had the counter attack, but other than that, again Nottingham have had all the pressure.
Yeah, and that's a great pass centre. Mateus there with the save. And Misty's gone for the shot, and he's popped it right, and it's gone straight in. We thought there was a defender back for Dorrans. There wasn't. All of them taken out of the play. Mateus taken out. Pirate not opting to go back into defence. Opted to try and follow the ball. Not the greatest decision there on his half. Misty seeing the goals open, popping it into the right-hand side, having an open goal to shoot at. And it's 1-0, 3 minutes, 7 seconds left in what could be the final game of this series.
I'm disconnected.
I'm also disconnected, so I've got a feeling
this might be the server.
I've got a feeling server might be disconnected, guys. So, apologies for that. The server does look like it's been disconnected. We will resume at 1-0, I believe. But
yeah,
we will have to double check what's going to happen with regards to time on this game. And we will let you all know immediately.
And so quite a few connection issues today. We already had one server going down to maintenance. Now one just disconnected us in mid-match. Not really what you want to see from Sonic servers.
Yes, definitely not. And Nottingham Trent won't be overly happy with that. Obviously, they really had the run of play there. They were putting so much pressure on Dorrans, and if anything, this really gives Dorrans a chance to restart and to just chill out a little bit, because at the moment they're making a lot of decisions that are made in almost haste. You really don't expect to see this kind of play.
Yeah, it's because Nottingham are playing at a very, very fast pace, and it's really causing issues. Dortmund are trying to keep up, and Misty in last game there. I was about to say how he was really impressing me with all his mechanical play. We saw him with a few air dribbles and that really nice shot in the top corner. That's really it puts the defense on the back foot, and when you're on the back foot, you just start making these rushed decisions and these sort of panic decisions, and that's what was coming out from Dortmund because of all the pressure and all the speed Nottingham is coming out with.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll just make sure both teams are happy to start off with 1-0 with the 5 minutes still remaining on the clock.
Yeah, not the best, but hopefully that will suit both teams.
Yeah, definitely. We'll just wait for the Nottingham Trent team to join the game, and we'll double check with them if they're okay with this happening. They should be fine. They might like to see the clock go in a little bit lower. They might like to see it end at 2 minutes, but we will say in chat. So bear with me 2 seconds, guys. I'll leave you to talk to Theorist while I type to these guys.
Yeah. So I think they're going to go straight in, really. Prior to I joined, we might see a reset of servers if we don't get in quickly. But no, I think this match, this break might be helpful for the Owens, just for them to reset a bit. They seem to be a bit panicked, as my other partner here said, but yeah, I don't know. I would like to see. I think Nottingham, they were coming out with such speed that I hope this break wouldn't have stopped that. Okay, the players want to wait around for the 3-minute mark to make it as fair as possible.
Yeah, so we're just going to be waiting for the minute 50 at the moment. I don't think either team mind doing so. It's extremely good sport here from the Dorans team, because they could have just asked for the goal to be scored immediately and just carry on play. The 3 minutes obviously gives them a lot less time to really make anything back from this. Instinct just showing us that he's capable of dribbling backwards.
Yeah, that's
actually, I'm kind of in awe at this. Not many people can do this, but Pirate are coming in and hitting him. And even Pirate R says, whoops, I don't even think he meant to do it. He was just flipping. Instinct, not the happiest there. He was having great fun doing that little reverse dribble that he was doing. Johnny just trying to stitch up Instinct here. Not entirely sure what's going on between these two. I think there's a bit of love between these guys. We don't talk about it on stream though, so it's okay.
It's fine. Instinct's got it back on top of his head. He's going to try and show us he can keep the ball up. Well,
and Instinct just stops playing. He sees Johnny is taking him out of the play, and he's just like, right, Johnny, look, me and you, we need to have words right now. And now they're bumping their own team. Now this is some great play going on here.
Yeah, we just see. Oh, you see this brain that
If anybody ever wants to question the level of EURC, this is it right here. This is a pivotal Rocket League. This is top tier.
Now we've got
These guys
here.
will make an RLCS based on the way they're playing this game right now.
And we got some mind games here. Everybody's trying to demo each other, showing that they're obviously better because they can get more demos.
And Misty setting up the shot for 3 minutes 5 seconds. He's the only one playing seriously right now. Is he going for the backwards dribble again? Misty is going to try and stitch him up at some point. You can see it happening. Yep,
there it is.
And there it is. There we go. Right.
Okay, they're going to score it, and hopefully at the right time. 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got 1 second off. He's 1 second off. Oh, we have to do everything again. I'm joking. I think the players will be fine with just 1 second off the mark.
Right, well, 1 second off. Oh, I'm not sure we can continue, but alas, the game must go on. Let's see Misty versus Mateus, and we will just like to see if that actually had any effect on the mentality of both teams. They might play a little bit more aggressively now and a bit more for fun, because that has just really opened up the game. It's quite nice sportsmanship, especially losing 2-1 that Dorans is. They're still playing for fun.
Yeah, I mean, that period of 2 minutes, they might relax Dorans a bit. Get them a bit less stressed, and that might help them, or it might hinder them. Some players perform way better under stress, while others would much prefer to see be a bit more relaxed and sort of have fun with it. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams will perform after that short, slightly comedic break.
Yeah, definitely. And Misty coming in with a great 50. This is going to be so difficult for Mateus to save, and he just... Oh, he's capable of doing it. He saved it. Pirate coming in to defend again. I really thought that was going to be 2-0 to Nottingham Trent, but absolutely fantastic defensive play there from Dorans, and absolute credit to all of the team there.
Yeah, some outstanding defense line from Dorans there. Just, goal line defense. outstanding. You know, just perfect positioning to come in at the perfect time and getting the very, very good saves.
Yeah, Misty expecting that to go a little bit higher than what it did, and it didn't. An instinct there just to clear it away from that top corner. Pass interception from Pirate are not the greatest pass, but a double commit, and both miss. And this is huge, but he passes straight onto the hood of Misty. Misty just falling to the ground, able to save it quite easily, and Johnny looking to clear it up and get some passes. Misty will look at putting the center to Instinct, not able to do so. Pirate are great decision to cut out that play there, and Instinct clearing it off of his own back wall.
I was criticising Doran's last game for not going for the infield passes at the end of the game there, but they're I don't know if they're listening to me or something, but they've started doing those, and that was quite a threatening opportunity. It didn't go in because of the accuracy, but it was still a very good opportunity. It almost resulted in a goal.
Yeah, Misty just trying to get a 50 on there, leaving Pirate R to go for the shot, not able to get any sort of strong shot on, and Instinct coming in with a great save. Frosty just trying to drop it over Misty, and a great bump from Frosty coming out, but Instinct there, ready to pounce and stop that play developing. He's going to be looking at trying to get a bump on Mateus, not able to do so. He's going to come down and just try and get back into defense, not able to. Misty back flipping, leaving Johnny to clear that ball. Johnny does so, no one really in the middle, but leaves it, drops it down. Instinct off of the back wall, trying to find Misty in the midfield, not able to. Mateus with the shutdown so quickly. A pass coming through to centre, and Pirate R will look at taking this out. He's got Mateus to pass to, and this is a great passing play. And if there's a follow-up from Frosty, it could have been great, but there was no follow-up, and we could be seeing Johnny here taking it, but he goes a little bit too slow. Defence able to come through from Mateus there, and it's quite an easy save. A great pass into the midfield, and Johnny there just to shut down that pass into Frosty.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Dorans here. They're really, passing left, right, and centre, and it's so heartbreaking to just not see the goal after those passes. They're doing so well to find each other, and they're just off by just a touch every time.
Yeah, definitely. And with that drop down, we see Nottingham Trent taking the game and series 3-1, same as what they did in the last round against Jyväskylä. And now Nottingham Trent through to the final 8 of the EURC 2020.
And Dorans in the last 3 minutes there, I think they really showed up. They felt much stronger than the rest of the series, and they really showed that they can definitely beat teams like Nottingham. So I think they have a very good chance of making it through the lowest brackets, but they're going to have a hard match. I think they're up against Lawnmowers in the lowest, so I think they're going to have a very hard time with that. Actually, no, sorry, I got it wrong. No, they're not. They won't be. Take it back. But no, Dorans, they definitely could kind of compete, and they shouldn't feel too hard on themselves for this loss. They showed at the end that they can definitely, take these games, but I feel like they just woke up a bit too late. They felt a bit slow, a bit not passing enough, and then in the last game they just started and just couldn't quite find the goal. So I think they can definitely they've shown that they can make it, and they've shown why they're here. Yeah.
Definitely, and what with Misty basically playing on US West ping for an EU match is absolutely proving to everybody that he is still capable of playing at the highest level, regardless of what his ping is. And the team plays coming out from Nottingham Trent there is just not really like we've seen from many of the other teams so far in EURC, and that's really what's setting them apart from them. They've made what could be argued a relatively easy run so far, or they've made it look like a relatively easy run through this EURC, and obviously we're going to be seeing them coming up next. Not the next game, but the final game that we're going to be watching today will be Trent versus either Hamburg or Warwick, and we'll get to see firsthand whether we think or whether we can predict that Trent will beat Hamburg or Warwick, because we'll see Hamburg and Warwick being played the game after this one, and it'll be really interesting to see what that team plays like and whether they'll be able to shut down Trent's attack.
Yeah, and we're interested to see. I think Trent, they've shown they're very good. We've seen a few other very good teams in this competition through the qualifiers and through last week. Like Lawnmowers have really impressed me because they've had some very impressive passing, very fast-paced team. Very, they will outpace you basically. So I'm really interested to see how they do against these top other teams, and because they've shown that they can definitely do very, very well.
Yeah, definitely. And with that, we're going to be taking a short intermission where we will be seeing Lancasters A playing either Groningen or Bath. I'm just going to double check to see which team it was that actually won there, just so we can see who's going to be playing who. But we will be watching that one next, and if the results are in, we will be seeing Lancers A facing Groningen, who beat Bath 3-0. So we are going to be seeing Lancasters A playing Fair Play Groningen. Lancers A last week, I believe it was, or earlier today.
Yep. It was last week. They lost to UEC Stags.
Yeah, they did. But they lost 3-0 to UWEC Stags. That's not by any stretch a good example of what they're able to play like. UWEC Stags are an absolutely fantastic team. So are Lancasters A. It really just depends on what Lancasters A team shows up on the day. Yep. And I think we'll see that when Fair Play Groningen play. But for now, we're going to take a short break and we will be right back with you.
dancing in their light, a past that we can never write. Oh, they were dancing.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the EURC 2020 last 16. This time we're going through to the losers bracket 2, sorry, where we are going to be seeing Fair Play Groningen versus off against Lankers A. We have just heard that Fair Play Groningen won one of their last series games. I think they said 8-2 or 8-1.
Yeah,
so
8-2,
they are coming back off of what is a fantastic victory, and I think both of these teams just really want to get started. So, Theorist, if it's okay with you, shall we just jump straight into this game?
Yeah, the players do look like they want to. So yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, Fair Play just come off a really hot sweep of Barca, so they are going to come in really hot. Whereas Lankers, this is their first game, so this might be a bit of a disadvantage for them. And Lankers last week didn't look that hot against EURC Stags. They really didn't play at their standards. And so I wonder how they're going to come out. You know, they're going to have to come out as hot as possible to try and beat a team like Fair Play who's just swept Barsos.
Yeah, definitely. And we're seeing a relatively middling start from both players. Tylacto looking to put it onto the backboard. Timotheus just able to come in very quickly. And Films looking to put it high again. I'm going to have to shorten these team names because they're a little bit long for me to pronounce. So, yeah, nevertheless. Tylacto trying to clear it off to the side. Films looking to play it high, and Tylacto is going to look up in the centre for DMAC. DMAC is there, and this is going to be a relatively easy goal to score for DMAC, and it is. Fantastic pass coming through from Tylacto off onto the middle for DMAC. DMAC coming straight in with the dunk down. Both Kay and Tim, neither one able to get the save in there. And we are seeing 1-0 40 seconds into the game. Yeah,
Lankers have come out of the gates hot. They look much, or they would like in the first 40 seconds look much better than they did last week. Coming out was a very good passing play by Tylacto. Oh, an incredible shot.
And that is a great read from Tylacto, and we just need to give credit to this. DMAC with a great pass up, but Tylacto jumping, predicting it, almost putting it in straight away, and then getting the read. Coach not able to get there quickly enough, and that is a phenomenal play. 2-0 already, and we said we thought Fair Play would come out hot, but Lankers A have said we are not giving you any momentum. We are going to crush you, and they are doing so. And Tylacto might make this a third, but not able to do so. Just over the top of the bar, and they are piling on the pressure.
Yeah, Lankers, they were obviously not happy with how they performed last week, so they're showing, yeah, this is what we can do. This is how we can play. And God, this, they've come out steaming.
Yeah, they really haven't. Tylacto with a great play up. DMAC not able to get it. He could have been a little more time, but he didn't take it. Tylacto trying to get the 50 on, trying to pass it center. XK just passing it over to Tim. Tim managing to just dunk it over, but not really passing it to anyone there. And Tylacto will get the clear after DMAC just makes that slight miss there. DMAC following up behind. Tylacto with a great bump. He's going to try and put it up, and he has done so. Films with the follow, not able to get the goal. DMAC trying to jump up, isn't able to get it, and the play will reset from here.
That was a very nice play by Lankers. I mean, all the pressure, but some very good defense as well by Fair Play. So, fair play to them, I guess. Sorry, I had to make fun.
Well, it had to be done at some point today, didn't it? I can't exactly make a pun about Lankers, but XK just putting it up to the side. Coach trying to play it high. Tim following through, not really necessary. Films with a risky clear there, leaving it a bit later than maybe he'd have liked to have done. DMAC looking to get it high and wide. He's going to look for a pinch off the sidewall, not able to do so, and it's going to be left for Fair Play to try and clear this ball out.
Bump by Tylacto there. And yeah, we've actually seen quite a few, bump plays or demo plays by Tylacto, and by Lankers in general. They've really tried to make the most of their opportunities, and they've had for the most part. It's starting to slow down now that Fair Play, I think, have sort of realize how fast and how good this Lankers team is playing.
Yeah, definitely, and that's a bad pass into centre there from Coach. Pass it straight into DMAC. DMAC not able to get much of a hit on it, but Films is there for the follow, and it is a great shot there from Films, knowing still to push up. He doesn't really have a teammate there. Unfortunately, Tylacto trying to push it off into the middle. XK just getting a really quite bad clear. Unfortunate for him. He tried to clear it harder. Coach trying to follow up, taking off the pressure, doesn't manage to do so. Films beating him out. We're seeing 3-0, 2 minutes 16 left.
Yeah, that was a bad clear by XK, but the bounce off the side of the corner made it really difficult to read and very difficult to clear well. Oh, but he makes up for it. That's a fantastic shot, top corner, bar down.
Yeah, definitely. And this is a great 50 from Films, unfortunately dropping straight to XK. And XK getting the touch into the corner post, just bouncing down for where he's landing, managing to put it in just over the top of Films. We're seeing 3-1, only 6 seconds between that last goal and this one.
Yeah, I mean, he makes a mistake, then he makes up for it. He scores a nice bang in the top corner. Yeah, but they're going to need more than that if they're going to want to take this game. Still two more goals behind, and the Lancers have had most of the pressure.
Yeah, they haven't. Just as you say that, Lanka's coming in with more pressure, and Films with a great drop down. Absolutely fantastic read there from Films. Great pass in by Tylacto, but an even better shot. He comes from the opposite side of the pitch, managing to beat out Timothy, putting it just underneath where Coach is able to get to. And it's 4-1, and it is some great goals coming out from Lancashire here.
That is a fantastic shot. That's so fast up to the ball, and such good placement as well, and with so much power. That is perfect shot, absolutely perfect.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. We see a double commit coming through from DMAC and Tylacto, but a great demo has meant he can pass it middle for Films. Doesn't opt to, looks to flick, and it is beautiful from Tylacto. Beating out Timothy, XK absolutely no chance being able to get that. And he had so much potential here. He could have just passed it into the centre, but that decision was unbelievably brilliant. Perfectly top corner. And we're seeing some of the best goals we've seen all EURC.
Yeah, this is... Lancers have come out on fire. They are absolutely crushing. This is amazing to see. There's so many goals, and they're really good goals. They're not coming from defensive mistakes. They are just Lancers are playing outstandingly well.
Yeah, and you almost wonder if the ease that just as I'm going to say, the ease that Fair Play had beating out Bath maybe has made them a little bit more timid to play, and it looks like it has. Great pass coming through from DMAC, just sliding it off of the sidewall, sliding it over the final defender. Films in the middle, ready to get that play. They're saying, well, you beat Bath 8-2, we're going to try and beat you 8-1.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Fair Play were a bit underestimating Lancers, or a bit overconfident, but I mean, I honestly think all credit should be going to Lancers, because they are playing really well. They have just come out on fire, and they've been like, yeah, we didn't play that well last week, but that's not going to happen twice. That we're gonna really show that we can score 6-1 in 4 minutes. It's outstanding plays by Lancers, and they still got the pressure, and maybe another goal. Ooh, no, that's a nice save.
And that's an unfortunate follow-up there from Films. He really would have liked to have got that in, but nevertheless, they'll be happy with 6-1 at the moment. They'll probably try and just increase that lead, because it really just does damage your opponent's mentality when you just score this easily and this many times on them. And it's just so unfortunate, because we just know that Fair Play is such a capable team, and at the moment they're just not showing us that, unfortunately.
Well, what's so scary about this is that most of the goals have come out from Lancers forcing these mistakes, or having just some very good passing plays and being very, very quick to the ball. So it's not something that's easily fixed between games. It's something that I won't be surprised yet to see Lancashire A just suddenly come out and do the same back. So this is very worrying if you're a Fair Play fan, because God, Lancashire have come out to play and come out to win, really.
Yeah, definitely. And we see 8 shots coming through from Films, 4 times the amount of the shots of Fair Play Groningen in just one single player. 14 total shots. This is just an unbelievable performance from Lancashire so far. They have been so dominant, and honestly, at the moment, it looks like there is just one team in this. Tim,
Yeah.
XK and Coach, they need to try and pick up their game. If they continue to play like this, they stand no chance against this Lancashire team. They're playing so well, almost all of their goals assisted, and for the most part, they were genuine assists. The only one I would say it probably was Tylacto's, but it was a fantastic solo play right there. Absolutely incredible, and I just really would like to see what Lancashire can bring to this second game.
And Tylacto's played fantastic that game. He really showed why he was / is pro. He came out with everything he's got. He was like absolutely fantastic. Some really nice solo plays, some really good passes, just absolutely outstanding. But yeah, a bit worrying for Fair Play. They can play extremely well. We have seen it in this competition, but they're gonna have to come out a bit stronger if they want to, and a bit faster. I think they were just criminally outpaced in that last game. So they're really going to have to step it up, and it's going to be very difficult. But they can definitely do it.
Yeah, definitely. And we talk about how outpaced they were, and it's just going to show again, because really all of the pressure again is coming from this Lankers team. Fair Play can't even seem to get it out of their own half, and they really need to. They cannot afford to keep it there any longer. And just as I say that, man, they managed to do so, and they're trying to get past in Films with a great 50 and a great clear to follow as well. Demo coming from Coach, but it's not really a necessary one. He's taking himself a little bit out of the play. Tylacto's going to be looking to get up early. XK dropping it straight down into middle. Films is going to look to follow this, knowing full well there's nobody there, but instead leaves DMAC to make the challenge from the side. Maybe a better decision, but Tim trying to pop it over to the side, nobody there, and DMAC can really just take a little bit more time, doesn't do so. Coach putting it high and wide, not passing it to anyone, and
ooh, what a save.
Tylacto with a great shot there. Films is going to look to put it centre here just off the backboard, doesn't manage to do so. DMAC popping it up high, and Tylacto opting to back out, seeing that the opposition has the opportunity, and Tylacto, great save there, and a great shot coming through, and another great save from DMAC. And this defense from Lankers is just not faulting at all.
No, it isn't. But this is much better from Fair Play. They have got out of their half. Last game was 14 shots to 2, if I remember rightly. But
yeah,
here they've had at least half of the pressure, and that's going to stop the flurry of goals. Like as you say, last game probably had 3 or 4 goals by now. But here, Fair Play have stopped that, unstopping fury of goals Lanka were managing by putting Lankers on the back foot.
Yeah, definitely. And we're seeing DMAC popping it into the centre. Nobody there, and a big miss coming out from Groningen, but it doesn't matter. Fortunately for them, nobody is there. Films trying to put it high into the side, not able to get enough power on that, unfortunately. Tylacto is going to look at putting the centre potentially for DMAC, but instead opting for the 50, and we're going to be seeing Films going up early to try and win. Maybe a bit of a waste of boost there from him. Big decision. He knows he was able to get that redirect in the first game from doing a similar play, but that one not the best decision. Films clearing it out there straight into the face of Coach Face. Coach Face got enough boost to take this, not enough to get the second touch. So Tylacto with a great defensive play there.
Yeah, and Fair Play have stepped up the pace, have matching Lankers in how fast they're going, and it's creating opportunities for them. I was going to say how Lankers had the more threatening opportunities, but I'm not sure that's the case anymore, because Fair Play have had some very good opportunities, and they've been bailed out by some stellar defense for Nottingham. For Lankers.
Yeah, definitely. And at the moment, I really hate to say it, but either team could win this. From that first game, it really looked like it was all Lankers, but now Fair Play have really stepped up their game. They've realised the kind of team they're playing, and they've realised they've got to play better. Films, good clear out to the left there. Oh, and a big miss coming through from, I think that was Coach Tim, looking to kind of slow it down. Doesn't manage to get a flick on it. And Tylacto leaving it for DMAC. Bit of a miscommunication there. DMAC not that quick trying to recover that. Films happy to clear that over to the side. And Tylacto letting him do so. Films is up and he's missed. It would have been a great pass down to DMAC. That's what he was looking for. Had to try and slow down his car a little bit too much to do it. And in doing so, missed the ball completely. XD missing that. XK, sorry, missing that as well. DMAC passing it up to Tylacto. Tylacto's going to look at getting this off of the backboard back onto DMAC. Does so. Doesn't manage to get the pass on with DMAC almost with that redirect.
And we're seeing some mistakes creeping in for Lankers. Maybe the fact that they haven't scored a goal yet, where they scored 6 last game in the same amount of time, is sort of getting to them. But they should because we saw that they really cannot afford to be making mistakes against Fair Play when they're playing this well, stopping them from scoring even when they're not making mistakes. So yeah, some slightly worrying signs, but I think it's all gone now. I think they're going to they're back on the offense, they're back in their comfort zone.
Yeah, definitely. They just needed to reset, and they've done so. And DMAC just still in the boost. Tylacto's going to drop it down. It drops down straight into the centre, and a great save coming through from Fair Play. Groningen there. Great pass into the centre. Tylacto trying to make the shot, doesn't manage to do so. Films, instead of opting for the demo there, opts to try and put it off onto the side to get a pass into the centre. Maybe not the best decision, but this is going to leave the goal pretty much open, and he's going to fake one. He's going to try and flick the second. Doesn't manage to do so, and unfortunately still 0-0 for Lankers, but you feel like they should have got something out of that.
Yeah, it really feels like they should have had something. Just so many crossbar hits, just a bit more accuracy, and they'll be ahead by now. And also some stellar defense for Fair Play, and another great save going out for Fair Play.
Yeah, and a great bump coming through onto DMAC there. DMAC challenging Tim early. Tylacto going to look at taking this up into the middle, and this is where he's so dangerous, and he might just be able to get the 50. He does so, but Film's not quite there on the follow-up. A bit slow. If he'd been a bit quicker, might have been able to get it onto the backboard for DMAC. Not able to do so. Overtime in our second game of the series.
And you can tell Fairplay have really stepped up, especially in defense. The rotations are on point. They have really stepped up their defense, and they're not letting anything in. You know, they have 7 saves on that, some really incredible 8 saves. Sorry. Some really incredible saves, and you know they're just showing that this is why we beat Bath so easily. After that first game, it looked like Lancers would just run away with this, but God, you know, Fairplay have just stepped up and said, no, you're not going to get an easy game. You're not going to get an easy match.
Yeah, definitely. And DMAC getting a great 50 into the middle. Films opting not to follow. Probably the best decision there. Putting it over to the side and following up really quickly. Does so. And this is where it's risky. And we're probably going to see a great save there from Coach. We should have seen a goal. Tylacto not able to put it underneath him. Good pass coming through from DMAC. Tylacto putting it up high, but nobody there for the follow. DMAC needing to get boosted. And he's going to challenge Tim early. And he does so. Tylacto will be following up. Maybe Film should have just stayed down there. Could have left it for Tylacto a little bit earlier. And we're going to be seeing the ball cleared far and wide from both teams.
And I wonder if we're going to see Lancers get slightly frustrated by all these saves. You know, when you're on offense for so long and every amazing shot you're doing is getting saved or hitting the crossbar, it can really get to you. It can really start, you know, messing with your nerves because you're like, we should have won this. And you know, that mentality is not something that Lancers will want to have because it can really mess with how you play. So it'll be interesting to see if they get there, or if they manage to, you know, I think if they lose this, they'll have a huge hit to their confidence and a huge hit to their mentality. And it would be really crushing if they lose this, because they've had all the pressure.
Definitely, but I think the only way Lancaster this one is if a quite lucky pinch comes out from the Fairplay team, because at the moment Fairplay just cannot get it out of their half. They just seem to be struggling. As I say that, a great 50 comes through to clear it, but Tylacto is just going to look at trying to clear it straight back in, doesn't do so, and this is where it's going to be risky, and a great pass in. Timothy not able to clear to get that in, and a great shot. Films with a great save. Tylacto, good 50 there, and just as we talk about the pressure coming through from Fairplay not being there, they put on all of the pressure they have. And I think we saw more pressure there from Fairplay in that final 30 seconds than we saw for the past 4 minutes from them.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Fairplay, you know, I was crediting their defense, and now I feel like I need to credit Lancaster's defense. You know, both teams are showing a masterclass on defense, how to, you know, stop some very, very threatening shots on net. Yeah, it feels like nothing's going to go in. Ooh! Well, oh, it's off the post!
Yeah, and I don't think DMAC will be too disappointed with that. I don't think it was an intended shot, but still, nonetheless, you really like to see him go in, and this drop down is going to be risky, but nobody following it up. Tim with the big clear, and this is where Films might have made a bit of a mistake there, but a great recovery from him and a great decision to jump. XK not really finding anybody there. Tylacto happy to clear it far and wide. DMAC waiting in the centre for Tylacto, and it's a great decision to wait because he's been able to put it straight in, and it was a phenomenal mental decision there from DMAC. Waits in the centre, lets Tylacto try and kind of bait out the defenders there. Coach Face just making a bit too much of a rushed attempt at defense there, not able to hit it, and DMAC into a relatively easy open goal, and 2-0 in the series so far.
Yeah, and the last goal, Tylacto there, he goes up really close. He doesn't really do much. He just stays in a position where he forces the defender to do something, and the defender is forced into a bad touch. That's a very, very smart play by Tylacto, and the Demetrius Mac just takes the opportunity that's given. But a much closer game than the first game. You know, this was not a 6-1. This was a nail-biting 1-0, you know, overtime win. It's some incredible defense from both sides, and really, you know, if Lancers lost that, I think, you know, Fairplay would have probably taken the series just because of how mentally draining it would have been for Lancers.
Yeah, definitely. And 19 saves in total in that match is just an insane amount of saves. Both teams pulling out some great saves. They really needed to, and it just goes to show a 1-0 game, but it just doesn't reflect how well both of these teams played. It was absolutely phenomenal. And great decision making at the end there. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, some stellar defense. Honestly, the defense just blew me out. So many times I thought that's surely in, and it just either hits the post or the bar, or it just gets saved by a player I didn't even know was there. It just some incredible rotations and defensive plays on both sides.
Yeah, definitely. And we're seeing DMAC facing off against Timothy for that kickoff. Tylacto trying to put it high. XK there. Films looking for the 50. Not able to really get a great one for his side. Tim trying to put it in center, but DMAC easy clear for him. It's passed straight into the center. It really is who can win out of Films and XK there. XK just beating him out, but Tylacto in defense. He's going to probably look at taking this up the wall and getting a pass into center for somebody, but no one's really there for him. And he's just opted to take it solo instead. A great pass into center from Films, but again, nobody there on the offense from Lankers. But we did see that so far. Lankers haven't really been playing too much of a passing play so far. None of it's really been working. They're just trying to almost feed the ball downfield and force mistakes out from Groningen.
Well, we saw in the first game, they were going for a lot of these passing plays. And the Taito had some very, very good ones. Films and Delicious Mag had some very good shots and some very good passes as well. But in that last game, after such a long overtime, where they went for, again, quite a few passes, it's sort of a bit normal to see them try and change up their strategy, because they couldn't score. They just couldn't score. They scored one final goal. And
we're seeing Fair Play coming in with the goal there, and this was actually a really well played goal. Coach with a little bit of time baiting out that jump from DMAC just to see where the goal was going to be most open, popping it just to the left of him, and it's a great goal from Groningen. And we're seeing him go 1-0 up for, I think, the first time in this series.
The coach was a very, very good shot. He sees that he has space, and he just takes it. He just, sees the defender slightly out of position and just scores a very, very good goal with some very good accuracy.
Yeah, and Coach up early for that one, not able to find any of his teammates. And Tylacto and DMAC both out of defense. Films with a great loft high. Really needed to get that because he was going to struggle back on his own. DMAC, questionable decision there to jump. Doesn't quite get a touch on it. Tylacto clearing it high and wide. XK popping it just over to the left. He has popped it to Tylacto. Tylacto will try and put it into the center. Doesn't get a touch on it. And Timothy just able to catch it on his roof. And Coach again looking to get a clear out to Timothy. And this could be a great passing play, but nobody in the center for Groningen to follow that one up.
Yeah, Tylacto, I think Tylacto could have maybe slowed it down. That nobody was challenging him. There's only one defender back. But then again, it's a very hard one to slow down. It's coming off the sea and it's quite a high pace. It's not the easiest thing to put into a dribble.
We're seeing a great pass coming in there from XK to Coach Face. Coach Face not able to do anything with it. But Films there just for the challenge. DMAC, a great 50. XK is up early. Coach is also up early as well. He's going to look at just popping it onto the backboard. DMAC doesn't manage to get the clear. Films needing to challenge Timothy on that one. And Tylacto will look at clearing it out. Films just dropping it down for Tylacto, and that is a great drop down. Unfortunately, both players on the Groningen defense reading that play, and it is so fortunate for them because that was a phenomenal pass from Films there.
Yeah, that pass down was unbelievably good. It was perfectly placed for Tylacto. He would have had a very nice shot if the defense hadn't read it, and it was a good job to read that. Because it's not the easiest thing to read. Like when somebody's going up for that, you don't know if they're going for a shot, they're going for a pass off the backboard, they're going for a pass, further down. You don't know where he's going to place it, and reading it so well, it's quite impressive.
And Coach Face with a good 50. Tylacto just missing that one. DMAC following up just to try and get the block. He's trying to get the 50, not able to do so. Going into goal. Films managing to get that save there. Just pushing it over to Tylacto. And Coach Face up early again. And Coach Face this game has just been playing so much faster than he was in game number 1.
And Coach Face has had such a good game this game. He scored the only goal for Fair Play this game. And he has just, he's stepped up. He's playing fast, as you just said. And he's getting some good defensive plays and some good offensive plays. He's like everywhere on the field.
Yeah, he really is. And will we see him going up early for that? We do, but Timothy just popping it to the side of him. Probably shouldn't have gone up for that. Unfortunately, taking the ball off of his teammate. We're going to be seeing Films challenge, and this is a great play, and this is where we run some risk. But Coach up early, trying to get that clear on. And we've been saying it all game, but he's just been playing so much faster, and it is really working for this Groningen team.
Yeah, Groningen have, maybe they were a bit, I don't know, they had the warm-up game before. Maybe Basels did just make them play slower. I don't want to, have Basels be insulted here, because they are a very, very good team. But they were also playing with the substitutes, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe they weren't playing quite to their usual standards. And
Tylacto with the backflip, so unfortunate on defense, but Coach so quick to follow that one up, popping it straight into goal. It's not the greatest of shots, but Tylacto with that backflip does mean that he's taken completely out of the play. DMAC trying to recover in time, not able to do so. 46 seconds remaining. And I think it's fair to say the game looks like it's probably going to be tied up from here. Lanka's not really making much of a challenge in this particular game.
No, the Fairplay have gotten better with each game, and Lanka's, you can see now that Fairplay have put up the pace, they're starting to make these mistakes that they can make, and it's something that they've had problems with quite often. And so I would want to see the response after this game. Will they come out and be much more solid and clean up those mistakes, or will they do the inverse and just keep on making more and more of them? Because they were playing so well in the first
What
game.
a shot from Films! We just need to stop to give some credit to the man right there. Pops it into the left-hand side, and this is a great read. Just stopped it straight over the top of both of the Groningen players. Nobody able to get that one. Absolutely incredible shot into that side post. Wonderful play from Films. He's been so important in defense, so important in offense. In this game, he has been one of the only players, it looks like, on this team so far. This greatest shot straight down into with a little bit of a slow follow-up. He's not going to be happy. He really would have wanted to have scored from that. Doesn't manage to do so. It's the best opportunity they've had so far to tie up this game, and they've not managed to do it. And Fairplay are going to put it down, and it is 2-1 in the series. But it so could have been 2-all in that 2-all in that game.
That was an impressive push at the end. Lanka's obviously heard me criticizing them, and then we're like, hey, 1 second, we can't be criticized, and so they really show that they can score. And that at the very last, at the end there, I think DMAC was a shot on the goal line, saved. I'm not entirely sure how by Exco. He just came out of nowhere, saved it at the top of the crossbar, and kept his team in it, and gave them the win in that game.
Yeah, Tylacto put in chat that he needs a new controller. I'm not surprised that backflip. I don't think he's going to be too happy with that.
Ooh.
It did unfortunately cost him that game. You don't like to say it, but that is just a fact of life. However, we know what Lankers are capable of. We know full well they can pull this back quite easily and win 3-1 if they need to. But they really need to start playing a bit more as a team. They did it so well in the first game, and in the second game they played incredible as a team.
Yeah.
But this particular game, it really did feel like the film show. He was everywhere he needed to be. He was on defense, he was on attack in the times he needed to be. He made very few mistakes in that game, and it was just overall an impressive game from him. DMAC and Tylacto maybe won't be as happy with their performance in that particular game, but we know what they're capable of. They're such great players, they need to step it up. But credit goes to Coach, I think, for that particular game. He played incredible for that Fair Play team.
To be fair, all the Fair Play team played extremely well that game. They have gotten better with each game, and I'm actually interested to know your opinion on this. Do you think Fair Play are going to take this? Because I just feel like they've gotten better with each game, and I feel like Lankers have gotten slightly worse with each game. So, do you think they're going to get a reverse sweep, or do you think Lankers are just going to come back and shut it down?
I think Lankers will come back and shut it down. Just as I say that, XK with a shot over the top. Tylacto looking to pass it centre. DMAC with a big miss. Tylacto then doesn't have the boost to get back in time, and XK just pops it into an open net. Even with this one goal though, and I don't think it's biased because I've seen DMAC, I've seen Tylacto, I've seen Films play. I know what they're capable of. I don't think this Groningen team has what it takes to beat them, but I would like to be proved wrong. I don't like to be right in every situation, and I'm often not, so it would be nice for this team to come back and actually pull off the victory against them.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Lankers lose in a reverse sweep, that is so crushing. They got swept last week, and losing in a reverse sweep is always it's just awful. Winning a reverse sweep is probably the best feeling you can have as a player, but losing a reverse sweep is definitely the worst. It just feels so awful because you could have had it, and Lankers are looking like they're going on that path. They really have to stop making these mistakes.
So I'm gonna have a little bit of a nod here to Films. Films not a great clear in the first instance. It gets passed straight back into DMAC. DMAC again, not a great clear, passing it straight to Coach Face, and it's gone straight into the net. It's not a difficult goal for Coach. He's literally just popped it straight in, and it's looking like Lankers are kind of struggling now, actually. You're right. This really isn't the Lankers team that I'm used to seeing. The Lankers team in the first and second game is really what I'm used to, and now they're looking a little bit uncomfortable.
I don't know, maybe they don't like me casting them, because last time I casted them, they don't look very good either, and they just, I'm sort of a bit disappointed because they played so well in the first 2 games. I really wish they would come back and turn it back on. Because, goals like that, those shouldn't be going in. That's just a miscommunication for Lankers, or something's been wrong.
Unfortunately, from DMAC, he bumped Tylacto on the way back. He clears the ball, but again, not a great clear from DMAC, and we really do expect better. He's usually got so much power in that Dominus of his. He can usually clear the ball so far, and both times now he hasn't managed to get any form of decent clear. This is dropping straight down. Films with a great read on it. Really needed that one.
Yeah, Films is playing very well. I've been criticising Lankers a lot, but Films has honestly played a very solid series. Even the last game where they lost, he was the one who almost got them back into it. And I just feel like Delirious Smack and Taito are having a few rotational and mechanical mistakes. We saw the back last game. I mean, as soon as I say it, DMAC just scores a very nice goal off of a pass from Films.
Yeah, and as we say that, Films with a great pass into the centre. Tim not quite quick enough to get it. Position slightly wrong. DMAC just popping it to the right-hand side of him. 2 minutes 54 left. There is more than enough time for this Lankers team to win. And I think now that DMAC's got that goal that he really needed this particular game, I think we'll start seeing a lot better. And Tylacto going for the double touch, hitting it off the backboard, not able to get that. But we're seeing a great pass from DMAC going through to Films. Films going to look to put it over to the centre. SK reading that quite well, stopping Tylacto from being able to develop any kind of play. And this is really difficult at the moment for this Lankers team.
Maybe that goal from DMAC will unlock Lankers and get them back on the scoring. But they have to score 2 goals. They are 2 goals behind. 2 minutes is plenty of time, but they can't just sit back in defense. They have to get some pressure. They have to get those rotations fixed and those mistakes fixed. They can't have double commits. They can't have bad opportunities. They need to score the opportunities they were given, like they've won the first games.
Definitely, and DMAC, they're not really doing too much with the ball. Needs to try and get a pass. It doesn't manage it. And a great demo coming through, but another demo, and it is just a singular player, but nobody there. And the follow-up is going to lead to a goal. A bad miss there from DMAC means we're 4-1 for Groningen, and it was not the greatest clear again from DMAC, clearing it straight to XK, trying to get the jump on, just missing it, doesn't have the boost to catch up, and it's another goal from a DMAC pass out.
And you sort of wonder that this is quite a few times now where the goal comes out from a bad clear and a double commit. That was another double commit by Tylacto and DMAC. They have double committed a lot in this game. I think 2 or 3 of the goals that Fairplay have scored have come from a double commit between Tylacto and DMAC. So they really have to fix up their communications and their rotations. They weren't having these problems at the start of the series, so it's very odd to see them suddenly crack now.
Yeah, definitely, and DMAC will not be happy. He is such a great player. He's got so much skill, so much patience, and at the moment he's not showing us that, and I think he will want to in the final game. Tylacto following up a great pass from Films, not able to get a goal though, looking for a demo on his way out, not really necessary because none of his teammates are following up. XK looking to go high and early, just trying to clear it. Tylacto clearing it onto the ceiling. Films trying to get in and just cause a bit of a problem, and DMAC is going to be left trying to get a clear, but again, not a strong clear, and he's passed it straight into the centre for Tim to be able to get that pass on. Another pass into centre, and another pass onto the backboard, and XK following up the shot, not able to get it on target, and DMAC is going to look at taking it, but he's missed the ball, unfortunately for him, on the flip, and he's probably going to look at just trying to get with his team here, get onto the right-hand side, get ready for a pass in. Films is there, though, not able to get it, and DMAC slow on the attack, unfortunately for them. And great pass over to Films. Films back to Tylacto. Tylacto to goal, not able to get it under the crossbar. And it was a great team play that just hasn't warranted any sort of response really from Fairplay. They just let it happen, but nothing was needed. It just didn't go in.
That was such a good passing play. Fairplay, I'm not sure what they could have done. It's so hard to defend those, but it's such a pity to see it not quite go in. In the first game, they were scoring those. That's why they look so impressive. Where here, they're just slightly off, and it's really worrying me a bit because I don't want to see Lankers just fall out of this tournament because they just sort of. I'm not going to say throw because Fairplay are playing outstandingly well, but it sort of almost feels that way because there have been so many odd mistakes and double commits on this Lankers team.
Yeah, definitely. And it is just so unfortunate because even with some of those mistakes that DMAC was making, he was still one of the best players that Lankers had that game. And it just really goes to show Films, he really showed up in the last game that we had. This game wasn't really much to see of him. Tylacto, again, just a little bit quiet this game. Not sure if he's still having those controller issues because he's just not playing in the same way that we expect him to. But overall, as a team, they played a great first game as a team, a great second game as a team, and since then, we have just been watching 3 individual players trying to play the match. One almost great passing play coming out from Lankers, but other than that, no real effort from them, it felt.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just a bit worrying to see them fall out of the series. They definitely can come back into this one, and yeah. So whoever wins this next game will win the series and will be qualified to the quarterfinals next week and play against Nottingham Trent, as they've just qualified in the last series we captured. So, how do you think these teams would face off against a team like Nottingham? Oh, I think you might have disconnected.
I have unfortunately disconnected both my PC and my game. So I'll be back with you in just a second. I'll just have to restart. But I will leave you in the very capable hands of Theorist for a very short moment, guys. I'll be right back.
Well, I'm going to have to play by play. It's not really my favourite, but fine. So yeah, so some nice pressure coming out from Fair Play. They've definitely shown that they can be very, very threatening on the net. They've scored lots of goals last game. Quite a few of them coming out from Lankers' mistakes. And we've seen last game I talked a lot about Lankers, and because they were showing some obvious flaws in their play. But really, we should really be talking a bit more about Fair Play because they have played very, very well. Their rotations have been solid from the first game onwards. Even the second game where they lost it, they were playing extremely well. And they're just playing as a team. They're playing, their rotations are solid, their defense is solid, their offense is getting better with each game. I expect this game to go Fair Play's way just because I don't see Lankers coming back from their 2 last crushing defeats. But Lankers, please prove me wrong. You definitely have the skill and the ability to do so. So I'm sort of curious to see, will Lankers step up? At the start of this game, we've seen quite a bit of ping pong Rocket League. Some, both teams clearing it quite far off. Coach Face takes it down, tries to take over one. Bumps the goalie, but no one's there to challenge. Ooh, as I say that, not quite in. Films manages to get across. Talacto with the clear, stopped by Coach. DMAC to Talacto, off the sidewall. DMAC thinks otherwise. Gets blocked. And again, yeah, some very. Both teams don't really have any continuous pressure. They're both sort of clearing the ball as soon as it gets into their half and not really managing to stick one opponent in the other half. But here's Films with no boost. That could spell trouble for Lankers. And the pace has definitely slowed down as well in this game. Both teams may be counting down after the last one, which might favour Lankers actually because they've had the most issues, and a slower game means they have a bit more time to think and communicate. We saw last game some double commits from Talacto and DMAC, and in a slower paced game that's less likely to happen just because you have more time to communicate things. But some pressure coming out from Fair Play. As soon as they hear that Talacto manages to clear it, he's gonna go for a dunk. Ooh, he gets a fast one. Oh, what a flip reset there. Nobody was there to follow up. It seems that the second man is playing very defensive on both teams. Nobody wants to make that mistake. Nobody wants to overcommit yet. As this is the final game, so both teams are probably quite stressed. It is always very stressful to play, in game 5s, and to complete a series. It's always the most stressful game to play in when you're in a series. It's the one that finishes it off.
And sorry about that, guys. I am back, fortunately.
Fortunately, yeah.
Thank you, Theorist, for holding the fort for that very short second there. And hopefully, now that I'm back in, we might get some good action going.
Yeah, you didn't miss any goals. It's been
that is definitely one positive thing, isn't it?
they were obviously, the players were obviously waiting for you. They're like, yeah, we're just going to wait for both castles to be here before we score some nutty goals.
Of course they were. we all know the level of sportsmanship that these guys all have.
Yep.
Tylacto now just looking to pop it over to the left. Tim able to get that. Looking to put it onto the backboard and nobody really following up quickly enough. And this is where we could see an error coming through. And we don't. A triple commit on the Lankers defense somehow manages to keep the ball out. And you almost feel like a triple commit should lead to a goal. And in this particular case, it stopped it.
That was... yeah, just throw everybody at the ball and you'll stop it, defense. It worked, I guess, but it felt very panicky to me. I think if they do that again, it probably wouldn't work. But credit to them, no goals have been scored yet.
Yeah, definitely. They thought maybe, you know, if they just shoved 3 cars in a line, it might actually stop it. We're seeing Films going up off of the ceiling, doesn't get it, and Tylacto opting to go for the side boost. Fortunately, DMAC there for the clear. DMAC should probably have looked to get in the pass there, doesn't do so, opts to go straight out, and Tylacto with a great pass back.
Ooh.
Films going for the shot. Great 50 though, putting it straight back into that Lankers side. DMAC looking to go for the side. He's going to look for a block, doesn't get it. He's completely out of the play now, leaving a 3v2 and a goal going to Groningen in the final 15 seconds. And this could be the final goal of the game. Tylacto opting for the boost over the ball. Such a rare decision there from Tylacto, and it has cost him the goal there. Films not prepared for that defense, and we could be seeing a 3-2 reverse sweep from Groningen here.
Yeah, after that first game from Lankers, it looked like Lankers were going to run away with the series, especially when they won the overtime in game 2. They looked like, you know, even if Fair Play played well, they would win. But Fair Play have come out and reverse sweeped Lankers in an amazing series, and yeah, I'm just flabbergasted. That's just not something I was expecting to see, especially after how the first few games went.
Yeah, that first game, I really thought that Lankers would completely have this. Like I said, I didn't mind being proved wrong. Fair Play did exactly that. XK, Coach, Timothy, they all stepped up so much after that first game, because honestly, that first game really looked like they were going to get swept, and swept hard. First game coming in, Lankers were not warmed up. Fair Play had just come off of the back of a 3-0 sweep, winning one of the games 8-2, and then to lose the first game 6-1 is massive. But alas, here we are.
Yeah.
Fair play, Groningen. Fair play to you. You managed to go through. Lankers A, unfortunately, getting reverse swept after being swept last week, I think it was.
Yeah.
It's just so unfortunate for them. But nevertheless, one team had to go out, and in this particular case, it was Lankers. They're such a great team, though. They'll pick themselves back up, and they will definitely be re-entering at some point. But for now, we do wave bye-bye. Fair play, fair play. Good luck getting into that playoffs. Well done, and we will be seeing you, I believe, next week for them. But for now...
Yeah, it'll be next week against Nottingham Trent, which will be a very interesting match to see.
Yeah, definitely a very, very interesting match. But for now, we are going to be seeing Warwick versus Hamburg. So, we're going to take a very short intermission, and after that, we will be back as soon as possible. Don't go anywhere. It will be a great game to watch. Hello everybody and welcome back to the EURC 2020 last 16. We're in the lower brackets with Ahoy Hamburger and Warwick, otherwise known as Why Do I Show Up to Fractal Geometry, as some people may know them. And without further ado, we're going to get immediately into the game. Both teams have been waiting. I'm pretty sure they just want to start now. So we will begin. Who do you think is going to win this?
Ooh, I think Warwick have the upper hand here. But, you know, Ahoy Hamburg, they've come out here. They have shown that they can compete, and so, you know, we might see them show up. But I think Warwick have to be the favourites in this match.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the fact that Hamburger is still in just shows that they're well deserving of being here. But we know exactly what both teams are capable of. And as we say, that early start coming out from Hamburger, great pass and an even better demo coming out on that final defender there. Walden challenging, not the best decision. Gopher had just been demoed, and MJ coming in with an absolutely great goal. And it's 1-0 already, 20 seconds in.
Hamburg coming out of the gates hard, sort of trying to maybe take Warwick by surprise, trying to steal this series away from them. They probably know they're not quite the favourites in this game, and they're still, you know, here to play and here to score some very nice goals.
And what is MJ doing here? This is a great delayed flick. The ceiling flick just there was absolutely perfect. Just dropping it over the top of Gopher. And Walden, absolutely no chance on saving that. And that is a great goal. And MJ has just sighted off so strong. He's a one-man wrecking ball that's just came into this game. What is happening?
30 seconds, 2 goals. You know, easy for MJ apparently. Oh, he's coming out just, you know, not expected. Oh, but Warwick have their response. A brilliant top corner shot by Walden.
Okay, these two teams have just said now, you know what? The other games, you know, we had a 6-1 game, yeah, but it wasn't that much of a goal fest for the rest of the series. Let's show you how to score goals. Walden coming in, great pass from Gopher into the centre. Walden, great shot into the top corner. Unstoppable from both teams in every shot they've taken so far. And we might see another goal coming in. Alice just managing to get the block. Gopher following up to get that save, and he's going to look at trying to take it high and probably get a pass off of this backboard. Doesn't do so. Jaitan just coming in, easy save for him, and then TK looking just to clear it a little bit higher.
Maybe the defenses were, you know, trying to warm up. This is the first game, if I'm not mistaken, for these guys today. So, you know, they're probably not quite as warmed up as they'd like to be. Ooh, is Alice disconnected? He seems not moving. Is it just me? Alice may have disconnected as he is not moving.
Yeah, we definitely may have a DC quite early on. However, both teams will continue playing. Alice comes jumping straight over the top, says, no, I'm not DC'd, I'm just a cat, I'm pouncing. Literally just hiding and seeking. That's what you fear from cats right there, is when they're pouncing and you can't see where they are or why they've stopped. But nevertheless, coming straight back onto attack is this Hamburger team. Gopher coming in with a stopper. Jaitan trying to drop it down, not able to do so. Alice not able to get the clear. TK is going to try and pop it up high. MJ coming straight over the top of him, trying to get it into the corner, not able to do so. Gopher coming in with that block, and it is great. Fortunately, just managed to take off that little bit of pressure, but that is not great. TK able just to drop it straight down and get the flip. He had his flip reset. He got it off of that first initial hit, and how great was that? He got his flip reset just there and reuses it there. Unbelievable play from TK. No one on the team expecting that to happen. What a phenomenal goal that we're seeing in this EURC lower bracket.
That was an insane goal by Hamburg. Getting the double tap flip reset. That's insane. Well, Hamburg, we were saying how, you know, we thought Warwick were the famous, but they're just, yeah, they're showing up. They're popping off. Insane goal by TK.
Yeah, and if they're going to be doing stuff like that for the whole of this game, I am well on their side. I love seeing plays like this. Go for great passing play. Walden is following up. It's going to be an easy goal for him. He misses the target. It's just over, and it looked like he had no chance of missing that. He's such a skillful player, usually so precise, and he's just popped it over, and it is a bad miss from Walden there. He's not going to be happy with himself. Really puts more pressure on his own team, and it is so unfortunate.
That was... Yeah, I mean, you said it. I'm not entirely sure what to say more. That was quite... I don't know how he missed that. Yeah. I'm just a bit flabbergasted here by... This is the complete opposite of what I was expecting to see.
Yeah, and this Hamburger team has looked so strong coming straight off of this gate. But to give credit to Warwick here, they're still trying to put on the pressure. But this drop down from Gopher is going to be a little bit risky. He's put it onto the backboard. Alice coming in for the really necessary clear there, but TK with a great 50.
And I wanted to see if Hamburg are going to keep this up all game. We saw it last series. Lankers, managed to get the first, huge goal fest, huge dominant victory in the first game, but then they sort of slowly but surely fell apart. Whereas here, can Hamburg continue with this incredibly good performance, because they are playing extremely well.
Yeah, they really are. And time given to J-Town there just to be able to make that flip backwards, just to try and clear his lines. He's going back up again for the hit, drops it just down though, not really what he wanted to do. Warden with a high pass, and TK really just willing to clear that far and wide. Alice with a big miss there, and MJ taking it slow, trying to bait him out into the defense. He does so. Warden trying to get the 50, gets a great block on that one. It's going center. MJ, good clear off into the corner though, making it quite difficult to get up a good attack there from the Warwick team.
Yeah, that was... We're starting to see a bit more. Teams are sort of getting their defenses together. We saw some very good plays from both teams, especially from Hamburg, and now we're seeing some very good defensive plays. Not letting things in. As soon as they say that, that was almost a slight defensive mistake, leaving a goal in for Warwick.
And this is a great play off onto the backboard, and you almost think it's going to be a guaranteed goal, but great save from Gopher, and no one is able to follow up quickly enough. Warden just getting the clear on there, absolutely phenomenal. And it's a pass into the centre, TK with an open goal. Easy passing play from Hamburger here, and they are tearing the Warwick defence apart.
Yeah, TK is just giving that goal on the silver platter. That is, he just has to shoot on target. That's a brilliant pass by Zaytan. And Hamburg just coming out with all guns blazing. They want to win this. They have the fight. They have nothing to lose at this point. They really just, they heard us say they were not the favourites, and they're like, okay, then let's just win anyway.
Yeah, and they're playing so well, but a good pass into the centre from Walden sees Gopher scoring an easy open goal. J-Dan not able to put it over Warden. Warden with a great 50 there, putting it straight into the path of Gopher. MJ not quick enough to be able to catch up to him, and we're seeing 4-2 in the first game of the series.
I mean, that goal probably won't matter very much. I doubt Warwick are going to be able to score 2 in under 10 seconds. But it's a bit worrying to see, because that was a bit of an overcommit. We don't want to see that. Maybe, Hamburger are getting a bit too confident there, because overcommits like that, leaving wide open nets like that, is not something you want to do in a EURC qualifier, or EURC match.
No, it's really not. But as that ball drops, Ahoy Hamburger has managed to take the first game.
And yeah, so how surprised are you about how well Hamburger are playing?
I mean, Hamburger just came out of the gates there so fast, unbelievably fast. MJ pulled off 2 spectacular goals. The ceiling shot, first of all, was great, but credit to TK. That flip reset was insane. Hits it off into the back wall, and it is a flip reset double touch. Now, you just don't see those that often in EURC. You definitely don't see undefendable ones, and it was just great.
It was, already flip resets you don't see that often. They're so difficult to do at this high level, but flip reset double touch, that's absolutely insane. And honestly, I don't know how he managed to do that. It's just, I mean,
It was definitely a great play. And I mean, first game of this series is going the way of Hamburger, but Warwick, they know full well they can pull this back. If any team can pull back a bad loss in that first game like that, it is Warwick. And credit where credit's due, it wasn't easy for them. Warwick really didn't stand much of a chance of defending most of those shots. They weren't easy shots. They were difficult to read, and they were difficult shots to execute as well. And
they were, yeah.
If Hamburger can pull these off 10 games out of 10, then yes, they might just stand a chance of winning this. But if that was just a fluke game for them, where they get a couple of really good shots that they don't often pull off in matches, then they're still going to struggle against this Warwick team. Yeah,
we see a bit more like Norby goals, the goals that we're used to seeing in these games, where there's either passing play or just constant pressure going into a goal. Those came out from Warwick and not from Hamburg side. So if Hamburg, if that was, as you say, just a one-time thing where they just scored some insane shots in just one of these games, but they can't replicate that, they might have some issues coming into this Warwick team.
Yeah, definitely. Alice up early, looking to clear his line, passing it straight down to TK. TK with a great shot. MJ with the follow-up, and it's going to hit into the side post and go into the opposite corner. And straight off the bat, just over 30 seconds in, and they've come out so strong again. A double commit on defense from Alice and Walden leaves nobody really to be able to defend MJ's shot, and it is great. 1-0 up already, and they've just completely proved us wrong. They've come straight out of the gates and said, no, we can still pull it off every single game.
Yeah, they're you know, I think we should stop doubting them now. They're just showing that they can score against this Warwick defense. And, you know, I don't know what Warwick can do. They're just being beat to the ball. They're just... The accuracy has been spot on almost every single shot. It's been very difficult for Warwick to defend. And that's what's quite worrying, actually, because I thought maybe that they wouldn't get that many goals, but they just got one. And a second one!
And the second one coming through from J-Tan there, and it is a good flick. It's not a great one, it needs to be said, but a great 50 on Alice. But it just takes it a little bit too far away from Gopher. Gopher jumping slightly too early on that one. Should really just hold his jump there. A little bit panicked on the defense just leads him to concede that second goal. But nevertheless, let's not take it away, and we're going to be seeing a kickoff goal straight away from TK here. And Warwick are being pulled apart in every element here. Their kickoffs pulled apart, their 50s pulled apart, their back four defense pulled apart. And at the moment, there is just no holding back from this Hamburger team.
Hamburg have... Yeah, and a kickoff goal, that's I think that's a bit more of a defensive mistake than anything else. You know, after kickoffs, you know, you don't want to allow goals like that to get in, but it was a very, very good kickoff. You know, winning the kickoff that well, you know, it's not an easy feat against players of this caliber. But again, I think that's a bit more of a defensive mistake. Warwick was maybe just extremely surprised. You know, they probably weren't expecting such good shots, such fast-paced game out of the gates by Hamburg.
Yeah, I definitely think that Warwick were just a little bit underprepared for this match. They have no response at the moment to this Hamburger team. They are trying everything. They're trying bumps, they're trying backboard passes, they're trying infield passing, and just nothing seems to be working for them at the moment.
We did see them score 1 or 2 goals in the last game, but those came out from, well, one of them came out from an overcommit by Hamburg. The other one was a good shot by Walden, if I'm not mistaken. So they showed, yeah, it was a great infield pass, wasn't it? And there was. They definitely shown that they can score against this defense, but you know, what are you going to do if you can only score twice and other teams score 3 times? You're still going to lose. So they have to get away to score lots of games in this game. Otherwise, they're going to have to do the reverse sweep.
And go for trying there just to bait out TK, but MJ there just for the follow-up. And this is a big miss from Alice and a big drop into the centre for J-Tan from Walden. Alice missing that meant Walden had a difficult read to make on this. Unfortunately, isn't really able to do it. Drops it straight into the middle. Gopher not able to follow up quickly enough, and J-Tan popping it into an open goal. 4-0 in this second game, and at the moment, Hamburger are dominant.
They are. That was a bit of a mistake. I think Walden wasn't expecting Alice to miss that, and so he was just slightly out of position. And it means he got a really quite bad clear, and it gave a goal to Hamburg. They are taking the opportunities they're given. They see the mistakes and they're taking them, and they're doing that as well as scoring some very good goals.
And that is a good goal from Gopher there, slowing it down, making sure that the opposition can't get in. Alice with a relatively good pass, very lucky pass it needs to be said, but Gopher, great decision there to drop it underneath the opposition team. Perfect goal scored, 4-1. They do have enough time to get this back, but the way they're playing, I'm not sure if it's just me, but I don't think they can do this.
They definitely can. That was some very good accuracy by Gopher. It's definitely possible for them to come back in this. As you said, there's plenty of time. But I mean, the way Hamburg has scored, it's not going to be easy. Like it's going to be difficult. They need to stop Hamburg from scoring, and they need to score a few goals. That's not an easy task. The way Hamburg are playing.
Yeah, it's really not. And TK there earlier with a great dunk, and we're going to see Walden trying to come in on the dunk on TK, not able to do so, and he's going to try and get back. J-Tan looking to go for a good play, trying to get a block on as well, and they're almost freestyling on them now. They're just trying to play a little bit more fun. They are so relaxed this game. They almost look like they're not even playing seriously, but a great pass there and an attempted squishy save, not able to make it, but J-Tan there just coming in to bail out his teammate, which was really necessary. MJ going for a bit of a fancy style, bit of a fancy play, doesn't need to do it, maybe underestimating his opponents. They think they've won this first and second game so easily that they don't really need to try. This will be their downfall if they're not careful.
Yeah, we saw them last game, you know, overcommit in the final, maybe getting a bit overconfident, but I mean, can you blame them? They have scored 4 goals in both games so far, and they have been some very good goals. There's been 1 or 2 which has just been some cleanup goals, but most of them have been very, very good mechanical or passing plays from this Hamburg team. It is very surprising and impressive from them. I was not expecting this out of them.
Nor was I, but they are playing absolutely wonderful, as we've been saying, as we see MJ trying to take it a little bit slower, go for challenging him. Warden is going to look at putting it towards centre, but there's nobody there for him. Alice staying behind him, going to push it off into the corner, looking to take it high, but he's going to get challenged by MJ. MJ coming in, great challenge by MJ as well. Gopher really needing to clean up there. Alice not quite making contact. MJ's going to look at taking this, and he might be able to do so. Not able to. Warden up early, and Gopher using most of his boost there to try and challenge that. He's now going to be taken a little bit out of the play. He's going to have to go for his corner boost at some point, and he does manage to get it. And he's going to look at putting this in at MJ there, challenging early, looking for a double touch, not able to get it. Fortunately cleared by Alice very quickly.
Some very good defense there by Alice. If he hadn't got that, I think it would have been a goal. He looked on track for the double tap there. A very good double tap as well.
And MJ is actually looking to keep this up. They're not looking to drop this ball, and we're going to see Warden getting the goal. Doesn't get it though. He doesn't manage to get it over the line. I'm pretty sure that it was in, but for some reason the game just said no.
Yeah, that just seems to be the case with Warwick this game. Game just doesn't like them apparently. That was a very, very close. Not that it would have mattered. It was just an extra goal. So I wonder, what do you think Warwick have to do? Because they now need to do the reverse sweep. And against a team like Hamburg that looks so strong right now, what do they have to do to get that reverse sweep?
I think they've just got to respect. I think they've got to respect Hamburger's ability to shoot. The defense has been really lacking from Warwick. The 5 saves that they got is really not reflective of their defense at all. Most of the goals that Hamburg scored this game could have been saved with really good defensive rotations, and they just weren't really there from Warwick. I think a good defensive rotation, keeping a couple more just in the backfield, and actually looking for more counter-attack goals might just lead Warwick to win this, because at the moment they're trying to push up maybe a little bit too soon as a team, waiting for those really far clearances to come, and they're just not happening.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. I think Warwick also had a few defensive mistakes, some bad clears, some misses that were unexpected. If they clean that up, they definitely have a chance. But Hamburg, they showed in the first game they can score past any defense. That some insanely mechanical plays. We didn't see that many last game, but their shooting is very good. And as I agree, Warwick have to respect that shooting.
They really do, and all of the players on this Hamburger defense really look like they're positioned well. Just as I say that, MJ coming in, really needing to save. Warden doesn't look like he's back. It's not going to matter. They joined the game first. They're going to have to try and reconnect with this one, but Gopher's just looking to clear it, and it is a massive risk if he's not reconnected his controller to put both players upfield at this point in time. But he's looking to get back. Alice also seems to have DC'd now, and all players seem to have stopped. This is fair play. This is what we like to see in the game.
Yeah, I think Warden had some controller issues. I think it's controller DC'd, so we're going to be remaking the server and get as fair as much as possible. It was at the start of the game, so I think it's fair enough, and the other team think so too. So some nice sportsmanship from both teams there. So yeah, we'll just get this game underway.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously we're going to have to try and restart this game, but do we think that's going to affect either teams? I don't really think it'll affect them too much. I think Hamburger will still be happy going into this, and I still think they're going to be really strong and quite aggressive straight out of the gates.
I don't think it will affect them, but it could. A break like this usually favors a team which is less hot, because when you're playing very well and you're playing fast and you're going with it, having small breaks can actually break the momentum up a bit. So I think it might favor Warwick a bit, but I honestly don't think it will change anything. I think Hamburg are going to come out and just play like they have the 2 first games.
Yeah, definitely. And with that, we've remade the lobby. We're waiting for the players to join. Once they do, we will begin immediately. Hopefully, we won't be having the same issues that we've been having recently. But Warwick, they really need to step up their game if they're going to stand a chance of winning this. No, Warwick, they have it in them. They have it in them to come back. They have it in them to score some very good goals, some very good passing plays, some very good mechanical plays. And they have it in them to stop quite a few of these mechanical mistakes on defense or positional mistakes.
but they have to do it now. They don't have a second chance. They need to win 3 in a row or they're eliminated from EURC. So it's definitely not an easy task, but it's definitely something that they can do.
Yeah, definitely. And we're still just waiting for this Warwick team to join. A little bit of mind games, potentially, you could argue, coming out from them. Just waiting a little bit longer until they're eventually coming into the game.
Maybe Walden is still having connection issues with his controller.
It very much could be. Obviously, they can't wait for too long. They do have a time limit on when they can be disconnected from the game.
See,
However,
this is why you play keyboard and mouse. Like you never have controller issues.
Oh, this is definitely keyboard and mouse is definitely the way forward. I'm
Yeah,
sure the
definitely,
entirety
definitely.
of chat definitely agrees that
Obviously.
keyboard and mouse is the only way to play.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, they've seemed to come back and hopefully everything's fine. And yeah, they're joining, and so we got a match again.
Anybody who disagrees, by the way, it's definitely the correct way to play. Just saying. But without further ado, MJ facing off against Alice, and a good kickoff coming the way of Warwick there. No one really able to follow it up though and do much with it. Walden very quick off of the bat, but MJ with a great 50 in the midfield just to stop that play developing.
Yeah, that was a very nice play from Walden. I'm happy that his controller is working again because he has been playing very well this series. I mean, he's had a few mistakes, a few bad clears, but overall he's been relatively solid. And I think it's just I think they've just been a bit more surprised by Hamburger than actually Warwick playing badly.
Yeah, definitely. TK with the attempted bump there, going on to attack. J-Town with a great pass into centre, and Alice missing again. Walden there to bail him out though, and Walden looking to play it high and far, but MJ with a big miss. Gopher not expecting it, not following up well. If he's going to be in that position, he needs to be assuming the player's going to miss anyway. Otherwise, what's the point in being there? But unfortunately for him, he's not able to read the miss quick enough, and he's just missed that open goal. And I think Hamburger here will be breathing a sigh of relief.
I think they will. Gopher, he was in a very good position for in case that miss happened, and it did happen. And then I don't know if he was caught by surprise, but he just went off the floor really badly. He jumped to the wrong side and he couldn't correct himself before hitting the ball, and then he just misses. And that's an open net. That's the one goal that they need.
Yeah, it really is. But alas, both teams happy to reset. And we're seeing Warwick taking it high. It's a pass off onto the corner, and Alice will try and look to put it to the right, not able to do so. Walden looking to put it back into the centre, and he is also not able to do so. TK popping it centre for Gopher, but Gopher is just happy to just try and clear it. A bad 50 with MJ does lead J-Town to coming up extremely quick, and it's going into the top right corner. And that is a great follow-up there from J-Town. Phenomenal pass from MJ, great 50 from him, but J-Town jumping up, just managing to pop it over Walden. I don't think Walden expected anybody to be up there trying to take the shot, but it is phenomenal, and 1-0 and a potential sweep on the horizon for Hamburger.
That was a very, very good angle shot. That's a hard shot to put in from that angle, and it was so fast as well. Walden, he was going up in defense. I don't think he thought anybody was going to shoot from that angle, and then he just gets outbeat. And on the other side, Warwick have been plagued by some bad accuracy. They've had 1 or 2 goals, but they really should be scoring, but just hit the crossbar or just miss the ball. So this is really quite worrying to see for Warwick, because Hamburg have not slowed down. They are still out there, and they're still scoring some very, very good goals.
Yeah, and Alice just trying to make something of that play, not able to do so. Gopher just popping it into the corner, gets a touch into the middle, but J-Town right there, no pass really made towards his teammates. J-Town is going to look at trying to take this up. TK instead goes for the 50. Gopher's up early, trying to drop it down for Alice. Perfect drop down, but underneath MJ, J-Town right there, willing and ready to make the save. But it's dropped straight down for Gopher. Gopher baiting out 2 of the team, not able to bait out the 3rd. Easy defense in the end.
Some good pressure going out from Warwick. They're definitely trying to step up here. They've had some very nice passing plays. Alice was the shot. Couldn't quite get it past 2 players. He managed to get past the first defender, but not the second one. And we see Warwick is all the pressure right now. That's sort of what you want to see. They're trying to get back into this.
They really are, but a great bump there, and a great pass to Walden for an open goal. And this vision right here from Alice and Gopher was incredible. Gopher just popping it in front of TK. TK, bit of a reckless challenge there. Could see the man in the middle, didn't really need to make it, would have been better for the fake challenge, but hindsight does have this effect, and unfortunately for him, he's not going to be the happiest. But Warwick back in the game, 1-0, and it is the first game where they've been drawing after the first goal has been conceded to them. So they will be very happy about this. But a great 50 coming through, passing it straight over the front of the goal. TK not able to make it quickly enough. And we're going to be seeing Warwick trying to go on the attack from here.
Yeah, well, Warwick have, they've stepped up. They've had some very good passing plays. That pass by Go for their first goal of this game, that was really good vision and just perfect pass, honestly. But they have definitely stepped up. They're putting the pressure on. They're getting the shot on target. We see here 10 shots to 3 in favor of Warwick. That's that you can feel it. You can feel the pressure that's mounting on the Warwick side.
And that is a great pass into centre for TK. TK doesn't have the boost to get a strong shot. Opts to go for top right. Easily saved by the Warwick defence. And a great pass into centre again, but go for right there. Defending the goal, making sure nothing is getting put on target anymore. J-Tan up to TK. TK looking to get it back into centre, but go for reading that play, cutting it out quickly and making sure nothing develops.
Oh, what a save by Hannes. I really thought that was going to be a goal. And it is. That's a banger of a shot. That's J-Tan, top corner, left corner. I'm impressed that Hannes managed to get that initial save, but I mean, it wasn't a good clear because it was such a difficult angle, and that is a pixel perfect shot.
Yeah, I mean, from J-Tan there, he had absolutely no doubt in his mind where he was putting that ball, and he put it into the upper echelons of that corner. And I'm telling you right now, that ball was not savable from any of that Warwick defence, no matter where they were. That was perfectly placed, perfectly timed. Alice, great save, like you say, but just nothing can stop them. MJ looking to put it back into the centre, doesn't want to stop that pressure going on, and wants to keep it going. Great bump there on, I think it was Walden, just stopping him being able to develop any kind of play. He's got 0 boost, is going to look at trying to come out now, and a demo from Zaytan coming out just to make sure that nobody is making a play on the Warwick team. And a big miss from Alice is putting it high. Gopher needs to clear it wide. There is 10 seconds left on this game, and we could be seeing a sweep going the way of Hamburg. I thought there would be a sweep coming the way of Warwick, but no, they have proved me wrong, and we see the first sweep coming out, and Warwick have been beaten.
What an upset! What an upset by Hamburg. They have just come out and stomped on Warwick. That last game, Warwick played very well. They were getting these passes, getting these shots. You can see they had more shots than Hamburger, but Hamburg just had better defense and had better shots. And that's what decided the series.
Yeah, they really did. And Hamburger at the end, absolutely dominant performance. Walden, Gopher, Alice, they should all still be happy. They played very well, but unfortunately, Hamburger today just played phenomenal. They were faultless, and they just played so strong from beginning to end. It's just what we expect to see at this stage in the EURC. This is exactly what we expect to see.
Yeah, it is. And so now we're going to have Hamburg versus Dorans in the next match, and I'm actually very curious to see how this one's go, because Hamburg has got all the momentum with them right now. They've just come off a huge sweep, a huge upset, whereas the Dorans have just lost to Nottingham. So it's actually going to be, I think it's going to be very interesting to see if the momentum that has come in with this win is going to allow them to just push forward and beat Dorans in the next game.
Yeah, definitely. And Dorans, I would personally say, had a harder game to play in terms of playing Nottingham Trent. Nottingham Trent obviously played incredible. They were out of their minds. Every single shot they seemed to play was just perfect. Every shot, every team play, everything was just going right for them because they were making it go right. So Dorans, we never really got a chance to see what they could do against Trent. Now we're going to get to see what they can do against Hamburger. But if I'm honest, from what I just saw from Hamburger and what I saw of Dorans today, I think Hamburger could come away with a sweep again if they continue to play in that game how they played.
If they continue on that form and they continue on that pace, they might just sweep through and get to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, definitely. So I think it's about time to go for a short break, and we will be back immediately with this. So, Hamburger.
love you, I do need you. Ooh, I love you, I do need you. Ooh, I love you, I do need you, I do, I love you, I do need you. I love you, I do need you. Ooh, I love you, I do need you.
Good evening and welcome to the final match of the EURC 2020-16. This is the losers bracket to see who goes through to the playoffs. We have Dorans Nijmegen versus Ahoy Hamburger. And without further ado, just because of the late running of this so far, we're going to get this straight underway. Both teams are going to want to be started straight away. They've both come off of having games today, so it'll be interesting to see who will win.
Now, we've seen both of these teams play before. Hamburg have just come off a very, very good performance, beating Warwick in the last game, and and Dorans have just lost to Nottingham Trent. But Nottingham Trent are a very, very good team that really made it difficult. So I'm going to be quite interested to see who's win. I honestly have no idea who I would call the favourite in this matchup.
Yeah, definitely. And MJ up early, trying to get a good shot again. Doesn't manage to do so, and the follow-up coming in. But two players on defense for Dorans. They do not want to run this risk of letting any of this Hamburger team attack.
Yeah, we have seen what Hamburger can do. And there it is, the first goal for them. Their attack is spot on. They didn't just know how to score. They showed it against Warwick, and they're showing it again here.
Yeah, and MJ coming through with the great shot. Knowledge that the whole goal is open. And Hamburg go 1-0 up 35 seconds into the game. And we really might see them sweep, as we were talking about. A good block coming through from MJ. And it is almost perfect. Almost going into the side corner of that goal. Not quite doing so. And another great 50 coming through from TK Mateus. Just there, just to get the block on. And this is one hell of a performance so far from both teams, really. Dorans on defense and Ahoy Hamburger on the offense.
Yeah, no, Hamburger, they will do what they did last game. I was still slightly doubting it. Maybe I thought that last game was just one series, but no, this is how they play. This is how they're going to be playing apparently today, and they are just so strong. They look just so strong.
Yeah, they really do, and they are just so pressure-filled on their attacks. It's just constant battering and barraging of the offense, and is really going to show. But at this point in time, Dorans really trying to hold off, not trying to let them go onto any form of attack. They know how damaging it can be when they do. So we're just seeing MJ just passing over to the side. Pirate getting a great pass into centre. Mateus is up early, and a pinch just puts it just over the crossbar, and that was an unfortunate play there. Great demo coming through. TK looking to get this centre, almost does so. MJ is going to go for the shot, and it's great into the left-hand corner, and it is a phenomenal performance so far from Hamburger. They have taken into this game what they brought to the last game, and it is incredible. Threading the needle there, perfect bottom left-hand corner. Hamburg 2, Dorans 0.
MJ is playing such a good series. He played so well last series as well. He has really stepped up today. He's definitely the striker for that team, and he's just scored so many good goals and so many top corner shots, and where accuracy would mean everything. He has scored them. He has been so impressive on the offensive side of the field.
And Mateus just trying to get a little bit of a doink there, not able to do so. Gets a bump on his way out. A double commit coming the way from MJ and Zaytan. And we're seeing Zaytan just putting it into the centre for TK. TK trying to get some sort of angle to shoot, doesn't get one. MJ looking to take it higher. Mateus demoing him for his efforts for it. Pirate are looking to take it. Frosty with that follow-up, a bit risky. Leaves himself a man short on defense, but now we're seeing Mateus take it out. He opts for the boost. Instead, it was an open goal. He didn't have the boost to shoot, though. Opts for the shot now, putting it into the top left corner. Doesn't get it. Pirate are with a follow-up bottom right-hand corner, and it is a great set of play from them.
I thought maybe Mateus had made the wrong decision when he decided to go for the boost instead of the ball, and he might have actually, but he gets a very good next touch, almost scoring it himself, but setting it up perfectly for Pirate, meaning that they're straight back into this, and they can definitely come back into this game.
Yeah, definitely. And Hamburg going 2-1 up still, but Dorans pulling back a goal exactly how Warwick did to this team, and we're just wondering if we're just going to be seeing a repeat of almost the last series that we just watched with Hamburg playing here.
Well, Dorans definitely don't want that to be the case, but Hamburg would quite like the credit to be the first team to eliminate a Dutch team.
As we say that, TK coming in the middle, Mateus dropping it straight centre. MJ, perfect little pop-up. Pirate are getting the demo on him, doesn't matter. Frosty feet leaving the goal. TK firing into an open net, dead centre. Beautiful pixel goal explosion, just to show us how easy it was to score that goal.
Yeah, another another goal for Hamburg. I'm sort of not really surprised anymore. They seem to be scoring 3 or 4 goals per game, and that's that's a lot of goals to score. Most you would expect them between 2, maybe 3 if you're quite offensive. But here they're between 3 and 4, a whole goal per game more than that.
Yeah, and they really are doing it. And I think the main reason is because they just put so much pressure on teams. And MJ trying to fire it into the bottom right-hand corner doesn't manage to do so. Frosty's trying to clear it out, misses it. Mateus is forced to try and hit it onto the sidewall. TK bumping him, just making sure he doesn't get anything. But MJ is going to get a class shot here. And this is phenomenal. And you could see it coming.
It's just, I mean, he's trying to say, oh, I remember that flip reset double that TK got. Let me try and make a play of my own here. And they're scoring these insane goals. It's just so impressive. MJ is really stepping up. That's a third goal this game.
Yeah, and it really is. MJ there with the pre-flip, going into a slight air dribble there, taking it right over the Doran's defense. And even though Doran's, they're not even playing that bad. They're playing quite well. There's just nothing they can do against this Hamburg team. At the moment, they're playing fantastic, but a great doink over from Pirate R. No one back in defense for Hamburg. We saw it against Warwick as well. In fact, the Warwick game was 4-2 in the first game with a very similar play. Nobody on defense.
It was exactly that. The biggest mistakes or flaws I can find for Hamburg were these overcommits. And as you say, the first game against Warwick, it was exactly the scoreline. It was pretty much the same goal for the other team. Just a counter-attack goal because Hamburg had just pushed too far up.
And a double commit there on the Doran side is going to make it a little bit risky. MJ trying to get a 50 in the center, does so, passes it to TK, who's in the middle. Zaitan looking to get a hit into the center, misses the ball completely. MJ following up, just making sure that Dorans don't get any form of counter-attack. They know how punishing that this team can be when they do it. And a great little flip there from TK. Great pass into the center, but Mateus is there. MJ is not. And a great fake out from Pirate R. He could be seeing 4-3, and he does.
Wow.
Phenomenal fake leading into the flick just over the right hand side of the Hamburg defense, and that is a great decision there. Great little flick. TK doesn't really stand a chance. Final man back, and that is a perfect shot.
I mean, that might not be quite as mechanically impressive as flip reset or that pre-flip shot we saw earlier, but it's impressive in different ways. The mind games there to get the fake and then get the perfect flick. That's he's showing, yeah, I can also do some really nice fancy plays as well. It's not only Hamburg.
Yeah, and Zaitan just looking to waste a little bit of time there, does so well. TK looking to put it over to the side, probably should have left that drop, to be honest, doesn't do so. MJ playing it high and far. Demos looking to come out from the Hamburg Hamburg offense, and they drop it down. 4-3 in the first game, 7 goals.
7 goals, that is quite a few goals. Dorans, they stuck with it. I'm actually quite impressed because Hamburg have not slowed down from last series. I thought Hamburg, if they played like last series, they would just get an easy win here. But Dorans are definitely making it hard. They are getting some good saves, even though it's not enough, and some very good shots though. You see Pirate R with 3 goals and some very, very impressive goals on him as well. We just was sort of wondering which side will be able to keep up these insane goals.
Yeah, definitely. And albeit the scoreboard's looking like Frosty Feet didn't do too much that game, he actually did. He had a lot of influence in the goals, bumping players, demoing them, taking them out of the play altogether. That's so important from players to do, and Frosty's doing that well. He just needs to involve himself more in the playmaking side of the game, in the shooting side of the game. One shot from him is just not enough. Every single member of that team needs to be peppering that goal, needs to be shooting consistently at it. Hamburg show how aggressive they can be and how much that works.
Yeah, we saw Hamburg had most of the shots in that game. Warwick actually, not Warwick. Dorans did very, very well there to be as close as they were with so much, so less pressure than Hamburg, because Hamburg had most of the pressure. If they can keep Hamburg in their half, then they definitely have a shot at winning this.
Yeah, definitely. And on to game 2. We're seeing a quick early start there from Hamburg, and a great pass down, and it's straight to MJ. 7 seconds in, it's not even a kickoff goal. Zaitan putting it high onto the backboard. Pirate R and Frosty Feet double commit. Frosty Feet dropping it straight down for MJ. MJ popping it straight into an open net, and it is 1-0 7 seconds in.
It's another goal for MJ as well. That's That's 2 goals per game if he doesn't score again this game. It's just impressive. How
If he
and
doesn't
another
score
one.
again and he scores 3 seconds later, and this is a great kickoff right here from Zaitan. Unfortunate little ghost hit there, we'll call it, from Matthias, and MJ following up, popping it straight round the defender. 2-0, 10 seconds. He is just so fast.
He is popping off. He has scored so many goals in the past, this game. I won't say 2 games, but it's only been 20 seconds. And how does he do it? He just scores all the time.
Yeah, and it really does make you wonder, what do teams have to do to break down this Hamburg offense? Because at the moment, Hamburg just seem to be doing nothing wrong. They always have boost, they're always in the right place, and they just always seem to be getting their shots on target, and that's exactly what you need from high-level teams.
I mean, what you need to do is try and stick them in their half. Maybe get some demos and get some boost down. Not allow them to play the game they want to play. Not allow them to get that offense going. But I mean, that's much easier said than done. It's not going to be an easy feat in no means. Because Hamburg did a brilliant job of sticking Dorrans in their half. And MJ, 3rd goal already in the first minute.
MJ, this might just be the fastest EURC hat-trick so far. 58 seconds in, and he has already scored a hat-trick. It is incredible. MJ has been the absolute powerhouse for this Hamburg team. That's not to discredit Zaitan and TK. They have played incredibly. We've seen great play from both of them. But MJ has just been the absolute wonder man for this team right now.
Yeah, he's just played a stellar game. It's a stellar day for him. Honestly, it's extremely impressive to see someone pop off as much as he does. And a 4th goal, why not? At this point, it doesn't even surprise me anymore.
And a 4th goal, and this one is a very unfortunate goal. Matthias just popping it over to MJ. Frosty feet trying to get the backflip to flip it over onto his crossbar. Doesn't do so. We've been in that situation before. I'm pretty sure we've all been there, all done it. We've backflipped, we've tried to clear it, and instead popped it straight into our own goal. Frosty feet not going to be happy. MJ, 4 goals, 1:30 in.
I mean, MJ, at this point, he's just got magic touch. Whenever he touches the ball, there's like a 50% chance it goes in. Oh, I thought that was MJ again. No, that's Item, but it's a good pass from MJ at least. Yeah,
50% chance of going in. The other 50% of the time, he's setting up his teammates. So
yeah.
Right here, a great 50 from him, passing it straight down to Zaitan, and it's going straight in. 5-0. They have been absolutely dominating the teams they've been playing against.
In less than 2 minutes. It's just where does this come from? They lost to be in the losers bracket, but when they play like this, you don't really see why. They're playing outstandingly well. 5 goals in less than 2 minutes.
That's just it. And Dorrans, you can't even take anything away from them because they've been trying. They really are. But this Hamburg team is just such a dominant force that there isn't anything they can do at the moment. Everything they're trying just isn't working. And it was the same situation with Warwick. So I just don't know what they've got to do.
I mean, I must admit, I feel like, Dorrans must be thinking that nothing's going for them. It's one of those games where you just nothing goes for you for some reason, and you don't really know why. And that's sort of what it feels like for Dorrans. And they can't get frustrated for this. If they get frustrated for this, the series is gone, and Hamburg will just continue this offense. What they need to do is get some pressure, get the ball out of their half, there's too much space being given to TK here. He can clear it easily. They really need to stick them in the defense, get some control over the pace of the game, and stop Hamburg, basically. They just need to stop Hamburg from scoring.
Yeah, they really need to be putting a bit more pressure on, like you say, but they were trying a second ago, and they might be trying now. They're looking to clear it out, but not really getting it, and just as I say that, they're trying to clear it out, and they just can't. They're not as fast. MJ with a great 50, TK with a great pass, and Zaitan with a great shot. Top corner, he loves those positions. That is the 2nd time we've seen him put it into the upper echelons of the goal. He is a wonderful, wonderful player to watch with great precision.
I mean, the real difference. I mean, the accuracy coming out from from Hamburg is so impressive. Every shot they do is top corner with power. It's just so hard to defend because you need to be perfect in defense, and they have so much pressure that even if you save the first one or the second one or the third one, they're going to score on the 4th one. It's just so impressive.
And this is it, and a great backboard play, and a great drop down. Unfortunately for MJ, he just clears it out of the way. TK's going to look at turning, and this is where we could see TK scoring another. A double commit coming the way of the Doran's defense, and Zaitan trying to push up. MJ pushing up as well. He's going to look for a second touch after Frosty Feet's miss. He does so, popping it straight to TK. TK with the backflip. Had the perfect opportunity to score, doesn't quite manage it. But at the moment, 6-0 with a minute 15 seconds left. I think it's fair to say this game is all but done.
Yeah, this game felt done in the first minute and a half when they scored 5. It just they have raced to see how many goals they can score in the least amount of time possible, and they've just not let any goals in as well because they've had all the pressure, and it's just it's really quite impressive. Oh, there's a 7th one, right
and
in MJ, of course.
Is incredible. And what isn't incredible about this is the shot. The shot, it's okay. It's a good shot. What's great about this is the demo and bump coming out from, I think it was Zaitan there.
It was
That
Zaitan,
was
yeah.
an incredible decision from him. Great mental play, and that really messes with your opponents. 7-0. Maybe they'll let their opponent get one for the Brazil.
Oh, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe they'll just try and get 8-0 just to rub in the sort even worse. I always feel like, if they get the Brazil, at least you got a goal, I mean, okay, it's not very nice to get Brazil, but you got a goal. 7-0 or 8-0 is worse because you shouldn't even score.
Yeah, it definitely is. And by the looks of it, Hamburg do not want to let up on this pressure.
No.
They're relentless. This is a force to be reckoned with at the moment, and it is scary.
Oh, it is so scary. I mean, MJ the striker, Zaitan the playmaker, and TK, I guess, the defender. He hasn't really had much to defend because, Hamburger have just...
Do we even need to say anything about this? TK, great pass onto the Bat Boys again, but it's just incredible. Zaitan following up, and it's an easy pass and an easy shot for him. Everything they do, they are making it easy. At the moment, solo shots. MJ has 9, 5 of which he scored. This is insane from this team. This is not what we expect to see from two teams who are fighting for a place in the last 8 of the EURC.
I mean, Hamburg have... It's just incredible. You can see the stats. Every goal assisted for 8 goals and, 5 goals for 9. I mean, just nothing's going wrong for them. They are doing everything right. They are playing perfectly. It's so impressive. 8-0. 8-0. I don't know. There's nothing else to say.
No, this Ahoy Hamburger team have just been incredible. Every single game we've watched them on stream so far, we completely underestimated them. Both of us as casters underestimated them against Warwick. We were expecting Warwick to come in and just dominate them and obliterate them. And instead, Ahoy Hamburger said, yeah, we're basically going to play like the RLRS teams do. We're just going to chase you on everything. We're not going to do anything... Well, I say they're not going to do anything fancy. In the first series we watched them play, they obviously did a lot of stuff. But this series, it's been simple Rocket League that they've been performing to perfection. And that is exactly what teams need to start doing more of. And this Ahoy Hamburger team have got it down.
Yeah, they had done, as I say, simple Rocket League, just very good ground shots, very good aerial shots, very good speed. They have actually went at the end there. Maybe they were getting a bit, bit overconfident in the end. They were going for a few, highlight reels with pre-jump shots, but they didn't even get punished for it. They had a man back. They had TK back who was there just in case, and some of them even led to goals. So it's been just extremely impressive. They have been so dominant.
Yeah, they really have. And starting this game 3, if they continue how they finished game 2, it's going to be a very, very quick series here.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's going to be quite long because of the number of goals. But no, it's going to be very fast in the number of games. I must admit, I don't see Torres going back. I don't know how you can come back from getting beaten twice so badly.
And MJ holding off there, not quite committing too early. Very fast on the second challenge though. Good 50 with Pirate R, but it just drops just down to Mateus. Mateus with the follow, but not getting it to anybody. And Zaitan will get a very easy clear here. Frosty Feet onto the sidewall. Again, not hitting it to anybody though. They need to start trying to get passes coming on, and that's a big miss. But fortunately for Pirate R, MJ not able to get up in time. A little bit slower than we're used to seeing him, but Maybe he just didn't quite have the boost to get that one, but he's fast there, and he's going to be fast passing it center. TK on the follow, not opting to do so. Mateus gets the hit. Zaitan and TK double commit there. Pirate are looking to put it into his corner and take a little bit of pressure off. Not doing so. Zaitan, great shot over the top there of, I think it was Mateus. Pirate Art, not a great hit into the corner. Zaitan patiently waiting. He was absolutely still as a rock until the moment he needed to pounce, and he did. Just underneath the crossbar, perfectly placed.
Perfectly placed indeed. I've been crediting MJ for a lot of the series, but Zaitan has also had a fantastic series. He assisted every goal that MJ scored last game, and he's showing that he can score some fantastic shots as well.
Yeah, and TK just sitting back there, he is solid as a rock. He doesn't need to do anything because he knows his teammates have got it, but then when he's needed, he's there just like he was then. Absolutely perfect. Great pass there, and a great shot coming through. Mateus needing to jump early. Great pass in, but great save. Mateus just putting it left, letting Frosty Feet take this. He's going to try popping it over the top. He might have just got it, but Zaitan with a great clear. A bump on him leaves an open net. Zaitan and TK double committing for the save, getting it extremely well. Ball's going back to centre. Pirate Ard looking to backflip, but again, Zaitan with the patience, with the knowledge just to wait. And that pitch is going the way of
This is much
Dorrans.
this is much more promising for Dorrans. In the last game, it was 6-0 right now. But here it's only a 1-0, and they've had a lot of pressures. They've had lots of opportunities. They just need to start taking. They just need to start finding those top corner shots to get past this defense.
Yeah, most of the passes coming in from Dorrans at the moment, they're not really working, and as we see just there, Mateus not able to get any touch. Zaitan, great recovery there, and he might put it into his own net. Fortunately, just managing to put it right of his net, and he's going to look at getting a big clear, but again, not really passing it to anyone. TK, easy clear off to the side. Zaitan and MJ both there available to take it. Zaitan looking for the block. MJ opting to go back just to prepare himself back in defense a bit more. Not a great clear from him, but Mateus takes it straight off of Frosty there. Frosty had a great opportunity to shoot, but Mateus has just been a little bit too greedy, just taking it off of him. And TK will look at clearing this far.
I'm wondering, is this going to go straight back? I mean, I'm actually getting quite impressed by Dorrans. They're managing to get lots of pressure, but they really need to find a goal. They've handled the pressure. They've managed to. They did what I asked them to do to win this, as in stick Hamburg in their half, but they haven't managed to find a goal from it. They've just gotten, because all their passes are just slightly off on their shots as well.
Yeah, and that was a great pass over to MJ from Zaitan there. Not able to follow up, not able to get the shot. Frosty trying to get the block, and this is where they're so risky and so dangerous, but not able to get anything. He's going to look to pass it center to Pirate Bear. Pirate Bear will look to pass it back up. Able to do so, but Frosty faked out by both his teammate and the opposition there, thinking one of them was going to hit it. Neither of them do. Both opting to go round, and an easy clear.
Ooh, maybe this is it. No, too weak of a shot, and TK has it.
Yeah, this is the difference at the moment. The real difference between Hamburg and Dorrans is that the Hamburg shots coming in are absolute powerhouses. They are scary. Dorrans a little bit weaker and not quite at difficult angles, just like that one. An easy shot coming in, quite simple to save for both players. The fact they can afford to double commit and still save it and not have any pressure is worrying.
Yes, no, the weird difference we saw last game. Hamburg had all the pressure. They got 8. They got 8 goals. Sorry. This game, Dorrans have all the pressure. They get one goal, and it's a good goal, and it has to happen eventually.
We do need to comment on the fact that a triple commit coming out from the Hamburg team there. This is really not what they should be doing. They know they can do better than. They have not triple committed. Well, actually, I think they triple committed once in the last series, maybe, but they haven't triple committed at all this series yet. And the one time they do, and it leads to a goal, and this is now all Dorrans needed to know what they need to do to break them apart. All they need to do is force some double commits and triple commits, and at the moment, they've not even been trying.
I mean, the constant pressure will lead to those errors eventually. What I'm so scared about is that it led to that mistake after 4 minutes of constant pressure. It's not like they broke very easily. So finding these, like, forcing them to double commit or triple commit is not going to be an easy task. Cause
no, it's not. Because if anything, it actually took them 14.5 minutes to do it. Because
Yeah.
They didn't manage it in the first game. They didn't manage it in the second. And they've only just managed it in the third.
Yeah. But over time, It's better than the
Overtime.
8-0.
It is. It definitely is. They will be happy with an overtime. They will be even happier if they can win this, or if they can even just hold them off a little bit longer. They might even look at playing the long game here, but a really risky steal of the corner boost there is gonna make it difficult for Pirate R to make any kind of play from this. TK, great block on Frosty Feet. He had a good opportunity coming in, but a great save coming out from MJ. He has just been so good so far. We know he's a capable player, but still, it's always nice to see plays like that happening.
I mean, MJ, he's been so good on offense, and now he's showing us he can be very good on defense. What a save! I don't even know how he got it.
Yeah, and Zaitan trying to get up early. Doesn't manage it. MJ, looking to play it slow. Doesn't quite manage the hit there. And flailing a little bit, it feels like, on defense there. Zaitan smashing it straight up. He knows his teammates need to reset a little bit there. They were panicking a little bit too much on those shots. MJ going up early, not necessarily the best attempt at a challenge. But TX is going to be looking at putting that center. Doesn't quite manage it. Frosty Feet clearing it to the side. And Zaitan up early. No connection on it, though. Putting it into the middle for TK. TK just beaten out by Pirate Arm. This is going to be difficult for MJ, and it's dropped straight into the center. And no one from the Doran's team following that one up. And they needed somebody, and nobody was there.
Ooh, that was a good save by TK there. I was thinking this was going to be a goal. And Doran's look like they're the ones going to score this, because all the pressure has been on Hamburg, and it's getting a bit worrying, honestly, for Hamburg, because they have not managed to get out of their half in this overtime. They have been under constant pressure, and it's quite impressive they haven't got scored on yet, but they really need to find a goal, and because they really don't want this to go into game 4, but there it is.
And that is a perfect demo play coming out there. Great team play. Mateus getting the demo on the pivotal defender. Nobody back. TK too far up the pitch, and it is a great end after losing 8-0 to be able to mentally reset to this point, to be able to win an overtime against such a dominant performing team is amazing.
It is. I mean, is this going to be a turning point? Because I mean, if Hamburg win next game, they are through. They are through to the quarterfinals, and they will face Yuri in next week. But if Dorans, do they get the reverse sweep here? Do you think they can do it?
I mean, I said no last time, and the reverse sweep happened. So I'm going to stick with my gut instinct. I'm still going to say that I think Hamburg will take this game. But nevertheless, Dorans performed the way they just performed there. They have every right to take the rest of this series.
Yeah, Dorans did exactly what I asked of them. They got the pressure on Hamburg. They didn't let them out of their half. They didn't allow them to get opportunities to score. They didn't. The one thing I'd like to see them improve for next game is get more shots, because they had pressure, but none of them. Oh, so went down for maintenance again. But none of them. But they didn't have. Sorry, I can't remember that couple of chain of thought. But yeah, no, I would like to see more shots, more passing plays, more threatening opportunities, because they had lots of opportunities, but lots of them didn't look that threatening. And I would like to see more threatening opportunities for this next game.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Dorans will also look to be doing that. They know it worked. They know it was successful. Okay, 1-1, taking it into overtime. Bit of a risk, but they definitely held themselves better in that overtime than their opponents did. Hamburg, MJ played such a great series so far, and in that final maybe 3 minutes and the overtime, just looked like he was flailing a little bit. Maybe a bit too much challenging going on from him. He needs to just calm down ever so slightly. He's been playing so well recently, and he needs to just reset and be able to do that again.
Yeah, he had a few uncharacteristic mistakes, he had a few misses and a few positional errors, but I don't think that's going to phase him. He was playing so well for the rest of the series. I'm sure he can get back into that form.
Definitely, and MJ needing to bail out TK there. TK not with a great hit. And Frosty up a little bit early. He's going to run a bit of a risk here, and this is a problem. This is flailing defense right here. Zaitan with a great block. MJ's going to look at trying to come up. He doesn't. Sees that he's going to be beaten out. And a great pass onto the backboard. Zaitan up early. And this is leaving MJ on defense, and he might be able to clear it. Does so. Passing it straight over to Frosty, going back into the middle, but TK able to clear with ease.
That was some very panicked defense from Dorans. I'm surprised he managed to get there unscathed. But yeah, there's always some very very panicky defense.
Definitely, and Frosty Feet looking to get it centre. The only problem is he doesn't have any boost. He's going to need to go and get some, and that is going to be a problem, leaving Matthias on his own to defend. Already a man on the sidewall ready for that play. MJ is up early, and we could be seeing a double, but he doesn't have the boost to do it. And the defense from Doran's coming out early, making sure nobody gets the opportunity to get any sort of double touch on there.
Yeah, and this is quite reminiscent of last game. We've seen more pressure from Dorans than from Hamburg, but Hamburg's opportunities feel a bit more threatening. And this is maybe good for Dorans. They did win last one. Oh, what a save
What
there!
a save coming in from Zaitan.
He just reads the shots and shot it down. But yeah, this is how they won the last game. So I guess this is good for Dorans, but it doesn't feel like the safest way to win.
No, it really doesn't. However, great passing play coming through, and a great save there from, I think it was Matthias. Absolutely phenomenal. Matthias now looking to get the edge where he's getting it, but Zaitan up early, clearing it off the sidewall. A great pass into MJ. MJ getting it high, looking for a player to destroy on his way out. Doesn't quite get it, and Zaitan's going to look for a pass down to TK, but he's going to end up blocking his own teammate. Pirate R looking to clear it wide. MJ there early, 0 boost, won't be able to follow up, and will just be looking to pick up that boost pad and get out of there.
Yeah, Zaitan and Matthias are both showing us what they can do in defense. They're sharing the spotlight for the best defensive saves. Both have some incredible saves in this past minute.
Definitely, and a good pass coming centre. Unfortunately, Zaitan not quite there in time. Matthias using a little bit too much boost than he would have liked, and this is going over towards Zaitan. Zaitan with the patience again, this time not quite paying off. Frosty getting the clear out. TK looking to take this high and wide, doesn't make any sort of contact on it. MJ passing it into the centre, and this could be Zaitan dropping it in for the goal. Doesn't manage it. Great block. He should have probably looked at passing that back, but instead looks to get a bump on a 50. It doesn't quite go their way, and this is risky defending now from Hamburg.
Oh, they managed to get back in time there. That was a real opportunity there for the Hamburg, and I'm sort of surprised they didn't quite manage to make it lead to a goal. But Dorans with the counter-attacks are looking quite threatening.
Yeah, they really are. And Dorans for the first time making some big plays, and it's a great pass that will lead to a goal off of the backboard, baiting out all of that Hamburg defense. Matthias to Pirate, Pirate back onto the backboard, back into Matthias. Matthias just popping it to the left hand of MJ. Such a great little team play there. Didn't need to involve their third man at all. Great decision making from both players.
Will we see another Dutch team get a reverse sweep in a qualifying match? This happened earlier today with Northern Lions beating Portsmouth. Will this happen again?
Yeah, and this is what is so incredible. At the moment, I believe I've heard we have 3 confirmed Dutch teams in the last 8. If this Dorans team can win this, 4 confirmed Dutch teams in the final 8, 2 German, and I believe
two British, if I'm not mistaken.
2 British.
Yeah, what's really impressive though is that there was only 4 Dutch teams that signed up. It's 4 out of 4.
Yeah.
100%.
Incredible.
That's absolutely incredible. They just seem to be blessed with not being able to lose. I wonder what happens if it's Dutch against Dutch. Who would win?
Double Dutch against double Dutch. Right, so we're seeing Frosty passing it into the centre for Pirate. TK again, a block on Pirate, opting to go for Frosty again. Frosty clearly having no boost, waiting on that boost pad, gets it now, but takes himself completely out of the play of it. MJ maybe just cutting up TK a little bit too much there. Shouldn't have been doing that. Should have allowed TK to go and take that. He had the boost to warrant going into the middle for a pass, and now there is no one really left on the attack. And this is risky. This is one of the problems we could be seeing. Great decision making from TK to hold out there, but 16 seconds left, and we could be seeing another goal. And it is a great doink from Pirate R. Phenomenal pass there from Frosty Feet, going up the side, popping it straight back into the middle, and the doink from Pirate R, putting it just over MJ. Zaitan trying to get the flip over, putting it into the top corner, and this will be 2-2 in the series.
That was a fantastic play by Pirate R. Just staying up in offense and getting the brilliant goal. Oh, almost getting the double tap.
Great double touch there from Pirate R. That would have been one of the plays of the day if he'd have got that one.
Yeah. I was also mistaken, by the way. It has been 4 of the Dutch teams that got through the qualifiers. So not quite towards Dutch teams that signed up. I sort of mistakenly thought there was all of them, but still, very impressive feat.
Yeah, it's still absolutely incredible to think that 50% of the teams that are going to be left are going to be Dutch. Is just, well, potentially Dutch. If Hamburg go out here, is just insane. If Hamburg go through, I think it'll be 2 German, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, or 3 German.
Might
But
be 3 German depending on the kit versus who they're playing against.
Ivascula, are they playing?
Yeah, the Aska in the other series for the final spot.
But we could be seeing a reverse sweep coming the way of Dorans, and that would be incredible to see.
It's especially
how these games are going.
Yeah, especially how Hamburg came out. They look so strong against Warwick, and they look so strong against Dorans in the first few games, and they're still looking threatening in the final games. But Dorans have found a way to shut them down, and that is just so impressive to me.
Yeah, definitely. And as we head into the final game of the day, we're going to be seeing Frosty Feet going against MJ for the kickoff. This is just such an important game for both teams.
Yeah, both teams want to win this. On Hamburg's side, you don't want to get reverse swept out of a tournament. On Dorans' side, you don't want to be the first team of your nationality to be kicked out from EURC that qualified. So, it's going to be a very tight match. I think it's going to be a 1-goal decided game.
Yeah, it'll either be a 1-goal or it will be an absolute goal fest, because these teams, you know that Hamburg need to go back to what they were doing beforehand, and this is not the way to do it. TK, you need to get a bigger clear out there. Frosty Feet is going to look to put it center, does so, but MJ with the clear out, he baits out his own teammate there actually for the other clear. Nobody there to follow up. Matthias looking to put it middle, looking to get the second touch on it, doesn't manage it, and MJ there with a big clear, and Frosty and Matthias just kind of tripping each other up there a little bit. Zaitan happy to get the play into the center. Pirate are up early, dropping it down. None of his teammate there though. It will go to TK. TK will look to put it up onto the ceiling and try and get a pass in. Doesn't manage to do so. MJ into the corner, looking to get some pressure onto that goal of Dorans.
Yeah. Dorans and Hamburg have had some quite good opportunities here. They've been a bit safer than in the previous games, I would say, but that's still not. There's still some opportunities coming out.
And that is a great challenge and a great save! What a phenomenal save on the goal line. It's not the most difficult of saves to make, but the amount of pressure you feel in situations like that is phenomenal to get that save. Incredible. Holding off the 1-0 lead, keeping it at 0-0. Frosty, I think it was you, but no, sorry, Pirate. Oh, sorry. You deserve a medal.
Yeah, that was. I thought that was in. It just was perfect placement down the right, like we used to see by Hamburg, and then suddenly the save comes out, and it just didn't look like it was possible. But somehow Pirate finds a way.
Yeah, and with that, TK trying to get some pressure on Zaitan, getting a 50 with Pirate R there in the corner. MJ trying to bait out Mateus, trying to get him to go quick. And he gets the flick over, and we could be seeing the first goal coming the way of MJ. And he's done it before, he's done it again. He is just clinical. Gets past one, gets past a second, doinks it over the third. My man single-handedly wrecked the Dorans team just there. Incredible play.
MJ showing us that he was on the drought there. He scored lots of goals in the first 2 games, and in the last 2 he's been a bit shut down, and here he's been, I want to score again, and he finally gets one.
And he has deserved it. Great. High onto the backboard. Mateus just stopping it before it gets there, denying the ability for a pass. Zaitan looking to put it middle, and he's done so.
Oh, what a
MJ
save again.
Trying to play it in. Frosty with a great save. 1-0, 2 minutes 20 left, and they could be hopefully getting a goal here, but not able to do so. Frosty taking it a little bit slow. Pirate are putting it onto the backboard. Mateus up early. Great demo. Putting it into the corner. MJ with a good save.
The shot was just a bit too weak there. It was a very hard angle to get a good shot, a powerful shot in. But if it was just a bit more powerful, I think that probably would have been a goal because of the demo.
Yeah, definitely. And a great play into the centre. Pirate are just knocking it over Zaitan there. TK not opting to go for this ball, a little bit risky, letting it play into the center, and I think Frosty's got his flip, does so, gets a 50, and Pirate R's up early, but not really able to do much with it.
And we see lots of pressures coming up from Dorans. This is how they got the goal and the win in last 2 games, is by just keeping this pressure until the defense finally cracked. But with only 1 minute and a half left, 1 goal could be difficult to find.
Yeah, it really can. Frosty trying to play it into center. Zaitan clearing it high and far. Mateus just happy to get the block on that. Gets a second touch, and it's a great second touch. It allows for a good clearance to come along, but doesn't manage to make anything of the play.
That was a great clear. Just the double tap, stopping any offense coming out of Hamburg and getting them back in the Hamburg half.
Definitely in TK taking it slow. Trying to bait out Pirate R. Pirate R is saying, no, I'm not baited today. Mateus just flicking it over. He's going to need to pass it center at some point if he can. Baits out one player. He's already taken out the other team. MJ, not so foolish. Doesn't allow himself to be reeled in by that play and just happy to try and clear this.
And you see the pace of the game has slowed down massively. Both teams, I think, you know, there's slightly different motivations for why they're slowing it down, but both teams are trying to control it a bit better. You know, Dorans are trying to get some more threatening shots on target, whereas Hamburg just want to slow the game down so that to waste time, honestly. You know, there's no reason to go fast if no one's challenging you, and it just wastes time. They've got the lead. They don't need an extra goal.
Yeah, and 13 seconds left. Mateus playing it into the corner. Zaitan playing it as well. Pirate R there following up as well. Frosty feet back flipping. Pirate R clearing it off into the side. He needs to keep this going, but they haven't managed it. Mateus playing it high. Needs to get this shot and almost does so. Zaitan there to clear, and this is all but over. Dorans are...
Who knows? They can still technically do it. Have to keep it up.
Dorans are they out? They're out.
There they are. Wow, that series is not going the way I expected it to. I mean,
that
it was
really did not.
so close. You know, the reverse sweep just shot down by Hamburg. That was a hell of a series.
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible. We see Hamburg taking the victory 3-2. Arguably, from the first 2 games, it should have been 3-0. Surprising that it wasn't. But nevertheless, they progressed through to the playoffs. Now, I don't know if Kit SC and Ivascula are playing today. I'm not sure what's happening with them. So I don't have any results from that game. But through to the playoffs, a Berlin Phoenix beating Hamburg 3-0 in the upper bracket, and Kit SC 3-1. Nottingham Trent beating out Ivascula 3-1 and Dorans 3-1. And then we know Hamburg going through on a 3-2 victory against Nijmegen. Very, very close game on that one. And in the other pool going through to the playoffs, we have Erasmus Esports, who beat Bath Salts and Portsmouth Paladins 3-0 both times. And UWE Stags beating out Northern Lion Esports 3-1, Lancers A 3-0. Fair Play Groningen beating out Lancers A 3-2 and sweeping Bath Salts earlier on in the losers round. And then Northern Lion Esports with a DQ victory over BCU Blue and a 3-2 over Portsmouth Paladins. Absolutely incredible. Incredible performances from all of the teams all round, and great to see them all progressing through.
Yeah, and so next week we're gonna have some very good games. We're also gonna have the Dorans versus Uri, which I'm personally looking forward to as I'm from Uri as well. So yeah, next week is going to be some very, very nice games.
And from now, we're going to be switching over to the mainstream. So thank you very much for joining us. Please stay tuned, and we will see you again next time for the last 8.